Hello, everyone. Happy St. Patrick's Day. Sorry I'm a little late. I'm kind of chronically late. It's to be expected. I would love to one day be better at not being late. I don't think it's ever going to happen. But happy St. Patrick's Day and happy Tuesday and good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good whatever it might be for you. I had on a different color shirt this morning and realized it was St. Patrick's Day, so I had to put on green. I had to set the lighting. Everything's green. It's gonna be green. It's a green day. Not the band. Just the color. Let me see. I think I have 4 hours today, so I think we're gonna be able to get a good bit done in Esoteric Eb today. I was thinking about this game most of yesterday. I was really tempted to hop back on and play more, but then alas, work was doing work things. Let's see. Okay, I have a meeting at 2:30 PT. So my goal is to play until 2 p.m. PT, which, yeah, gives us 4 hours, which is great. So let's see how much we can get done. Let me get this game pulled up. I, of course, have got to launch it first. The only thing, this was a big L. This was a miss. I did a purple mug today. I could have done green. I could have done Bulbasaur mug. I mean, who doesn't love a purple-green combo? We got Snorlax for today, which maybe fits the St. Patrick's vibe. I don't know. But that was my only L, is I really could have gone for the Bulbasaur mug today. Oh well. All right, let's get this launched. Audio's on. The camera's on. I've got my water. I've got my latte. I think we're ready to just jump in. I'm hoping I don't have to, like, respond to any work stuff during this session, but if I do, just bear with me. Let's freaking go. Okay, I've seen all of these characters. All of these are here, but there's definitely a couple I'm missing. So I have on my list. So last time we spoke to the dead elf. We spoke to Lady Sageleaf. We found the owner. We checked out the secret chamber in the shop. We stole the key from Duck and realized that the door in the temple, the gated locked door, just goes down to the crypts, which was pretty disappointing. My to-do list is that I want to go to the windmill after midnight to see just what character I'm missing there. There are a bunch of things I need to take root on to unlock more feats. We're going to go down and try to find the witness in the city below, and I want to return the ink to Modisa. And we still haven't found the mage hand scroll. Maybe it doesn't exist. Maybe all of that is just a lie. And it just makes me want to think it exists. Okay. Windmill after midnight, take root. Okay. We'll probably start with the taking root stuff. Kind of some chore work. I don't really remember why I started walking into here. I guess maybe I was just thinking I would head down into the city below, but I mean, we're on day 3, I think. Now it's not listing this. So now I'm kind of thinking, like, I could return the ink, I could do the taking root, and then I could go into the windmill, and then I think I should long rest and then go into the city below. I kind of feel like I should hold off on the city below for the next day. Like, I've used up all my spell slots, and my HP is low. Granted, I have the means to bring that back up, but I kind of feel like I should do a long rest and then go in. Just leave all of day 4 for that. Okay. Questing. Let's go through some of this. Okay. The tea shop blew up. trying to see if there's any important information in here. Just for the crucial part, finding the responsible party. Who brought this necklace of fireballs to Norvik? Who used it and why? You have until the election to figure it out. Wisdom. What is loneliness? Excuse me? What is it? That feeling in your chest. The knowledge of lacking. Of being without. This thing hanging veil-like as a connective tissue between the others. Oh, and then yesterday we also talked to the Demi-Lich. We can't forget about that. That was a very monumentous moment. Is it something, or is it simply void? Is nothing something? Why are you asking such a weird question? What's this got to do with the tea shop? I don't know. I'll say is nothing something. We'll indulge. Hi, Nighthawk. Early morning stream. I know. We'll see if early morning stream might be a struggle bus for me. We're gonna see how long this lasts. I was also thinking maybe Tuesdays I could alternate between like a morning stream and an evening stream, because my meetings on Tuesdays kind of alternate bi-weekly on what like my evening meeting schedule looks like. So we'll see. But good morning. I hope your Monday was good. I hope your Tuesday's going well. I hope you're able to get some AeroPress coffee. Is nothing something? Sounds like a mathematical thought for the blue one. So, you come here to solve a mystery, yet what you find is everything working against you. Like, why didn't I get access to the tea shop straight away? Indeed. Political forces working against each other's, not in direct competition, but indirectly, as the election looms over all folks. A coin lord who wishes nothing to brought light under his reign. A chieftain who wishes to hold her domain tightly, caught between a poor woman and a tea shop. Oh, the chieftain being Lady Sageleaf. Monday disaster, no coffee. You forgot about the AeroPress, no! Get you that coffee. I've got my decaf because I already drank my calf latte. You gotta get that coffee now. A poor woman in a tea shop. How do you know she's innocent? I'm well on my way to dealing with this already. Just gotta keep going a bit further. It's a right mess. And what's this got to do with loneliness? Let's say that. For you, despite these tribulations, it has proven a revitalization. A return to form. This last year has been terrible. It was just a demotion. I've been through worse. I don't disagree. But now, you are on your way to handle it all. All thanks to... Snell. I'm gonna say that, yes. His presence is a good in your life. We do love Snell. He is potentially a friend. A friend. What would you do without this stream? You would be undercaffeinated. That is what you would be without the stream. And with it, now you can be caffeinated. Friendship is not a necessity, nor is beauty, nor is love. They do not help you survive in this world. Rather, each of those things give value to survival. So the empty hole in your chest does not open up as wide at the end of your next quest. When the silence of your tower office or room at mom's apartment does not engulf you quite so suddenly and hastily. But then you can ask yourself another question. What is tea, really? Are you shifting topic again? What is Wisdom doing right now? Wisdom is going on some convoluted tangent. A warm liquid filtered through leaves of various distinguished plants, only to be served to free-spirited, youthful folk of common cloth. A drink of the post-war era. And then this drink explodes. It does not. However, you see, at the center of Norvik, in the middle of the chilled river Torna, sits a fortress, one filled with folk, each of them flowing through the alleys and tunnels and streets, at the center of which you find a tea shop. Stepping through its doors, you're immediately hit by a wave of exotic aromas. There are folk of all kinds debating, playing music, and exchanging ideas within these walls. Stacks of newspapers thrown about the tables. Behind the counter, you see a dark feathered creature serving freshly brewed cups. This is a tea shop. There are many like it in Norvik. There's nothing special about this one, apart from the fact that this one blew up. Wait, what's the tea shop called again? Yeah, do we have any idea what the tea shop's name is? I think we've only been calling it the tea shop. The rune guy. Yes. Did you come here from Ultimate, or do you have that background? I used to love tea shops. That doesn't sound... Wait, I want to know what... Do we know? That is clearly not important. We don't even know the tea shop's name. It's just the tea shop. Since it is now left only a memory to those who loved its comfort. It was the best years of your life. It was the closest you ever came to having real friends. Most of it spent drinking halfling tea in Dvargby. You're an Ultimate player. I thought you looked familiar. Does that mean you didn't end up popping in from my Instagram? Because I've shared it on my Instagram a couple of times through the Ultimate network, but that'd be kind of funny if you popped in outside of that. Dvargby, one of 5 districts in Norvik, located in and around the Great Steam Pit in northwestern Norvik. With people. Charisma. Oh, shut up. They used you. Aren't you the one always going on about exploited labor? Well, that's you. A lonely kid tricked into pushing dwarf propaganda. That's all. It is not so simple. They were also kids. Myron, she was trying to. So we're kind of getting like the background story on the cleric right now. Whoa. What? That's so funny. Okay, so for Nighthawk, I was on your YouTube feed before Instagram. I was on your recommended list for Rune Guy. Hello, I hope you're having a good day too. I am having a great day. I'm loving this game. That's so funny. Well, I mean, I guess it's not that out of the question since, you know, everything's listening these days. So I would imagine that maybe recommendations would be like, oh, Frisbee connections, you know, all the data behind the scenes. But that is really funny that it's like, I guess pushing out the recommendations through those channels. Very interesting. And also, of course, always a little bit concerning and creepy. We'll not think too hard about that. More than likely. Yeah. I'm not gonna think too much about that. Well, thanks for popping in and saying hello. Especially when all the YouTube was all gaming content, which I do not follow. Yeah, huh. Oh, cool. I also play games that you would normally play. That's awesome. Yeah, I already, I've been scheming because I think we're getting to the end of this game, so I'm like scheming which games I want to try next. I have a lot written down. Okay, who's Myron? Former leader and founder of the Asgald Youth, currently the only female foreman among the Norvik Osgol Council. One of the leading members of the Norvik Osgol Council. You don't need them. So this is like my background of being involved with the Osgol Youth. I guess because I have picked that through my dialogue options, now it's giving me the story. The Rune Guy, what are some of your favorite games? Or anything you're playing lately? Nothing to cry over, nothing lost. Everything gained, however. If you hadn't gotten arrested, you never would have joined the Earth Guard. It was destiny. A group of Osculists turning on each other, running to the hills. To survive that, it builds character. Keep this goblin at arm's length. You don't know where he's been or what his intentions are. You will make it as a lone cleric against the world, as always. No, don't push him away. You gotta reel him in, just like everyone else. Your main problem from the beginning has been one thing: honesty. You keep showing your true colors. Nobody likes that. Keep it friendly, keep it light. Everyone should enjoy your company. If I'm big into lore heavy games, you would recommend Divinity 2. That's like one of those big games, right? Usually play a lot of Souls-likes. Oh, but you're a DM for your club team as well. Wait, that's so fun. You're big into complicated games. I have been a little afraid to jump into like the really big games, the really demanding ones. I've like mainly been playing indie games lately, but I'm trying. It's in like I want to eventually try the Final Fantasy games, and I guess just I haven't played as many of the big games. I would love to try them. So far it's just been indies. Girl, just ask. They can enjoy your company without it being a winning game. But if they enjoy your company, you win. Everyone wins, including you. Ignore this idiocy. Focus on your spells, learning, retaining knowledge, and applying it during your downtime. You're a huge Final Fantasy fan. I don't even know where to start with those, but I want to. And I want to play Chrono Trigger. Nighthawk, I'm so glad that it's been exposing you to some good indie games. It's also tough because I kind of keep up with the new releases. So it's like I have my growing list of older games that I want to be playing, and then I have an even more growing list of like the new releases coming out, and it's so hard to keep track of it all. Like my list of games I might play next, I'm like, oh, well, there's this new one I came out that like I want to try. Like maybe I'll do a bonus stream on it. It's so hard to keep up with it all. What kind of vibe do I like? Oh, you need to listen to the podcast. Johnny and I haven't recorded in a couple of weeks. We've also been talking about like we are doing the like podcast about all the newly releases, but then it's just so hard because there's so many bad ones we play. We're like, we want to be playing good games and enjoying ourselves. So we're kind of thinking about taking the podcast in a little bit of a different direction of just like kind of just talking about games. So we'll see. We'll see what happens with it. We've been chatting about it. You'd recommend Ep.6. That was your first Final Fantasy. What kind of vibe do I like? I don't know. I mean, I since playing a lot of games that I would normally say are like kind of out of my box and realizing I really enjoyed them, I feel like these days I'm really open to anything. But I mean, I like RPGs. I love a good story. So if the story is flat out amazing, that, you know, that can do it. That can do it. I feel like I kind of like anything. I mean, like I love Metroidvanias. I like platformers. I love a good story, but I also love just like some combat. I haven't really played any Souls-likes, but yeah, I'm kind of open to anything. So I'll have to look. I'll have to check out the Ep.6 then and figure out when I'm gonna embark on the journey, join the cult gathering around Final Fantasy. Oh, here I can... Okay, so I can figure out more about these feats, and I'm picking feats based on, wait, a master memorizer, friendly company, or lone cleric. I should learn what each of these do, but I want to pick the friendly company. Yeah, just ask. I will. I'll keep that in mind. I'll look into Ep.6, and then I don't know. I'm kind of torn. Like, I want to do some research on the games, but I also would love to jump into some of the games kind of not knowing anything. That's one of my favorite things about games, is actually not knowing a lot and just diving in and getting to experience it all from a blank slate. So we'll see. Okay, so the lone cleric feat. You're a man. You don't need friends. Taking a short rest means kneeling down in the dirt, a fist placed upon your chest, your brow dripping, pearls of sweat falling down upon your bulging pecs, in the dark, alone by yourself. The strength persona here is really something. Flying solo. You don't need friends. You're a man. At the start of your short rest, heal an additional amount equal to the levels of exhaustion you have. No way. Let's read about the friendly company. You've played all of them. Whoa. Just jump into it. Dang. You played all of them. Okay. Yeah, I do. I do just need to jump into it. Also, side note, I meant to bring this up. My partner Johnny got a modded PS2, which has like a bunch of games on it. We need to get like a power cable for it and like a voltage converter, because he ordered it from Great Britain. So we need a voltage converter to get it to work with US power and voltage levels. But I'm so excited for that. So we might get to the point someday where I'll play some games on the PS2 and like some older games there, and I'll just have to figure out how to set it up. I mean, it won't be too complicated to like, I think set it up with my PC and the streaming stuff. I'll play it on that. Yeah. So that's too, I've kind of been holding out on some of the older games because I want to be able to play it on some of the like older consoles and see how that goes. I'm so excited to play some older games. Snell is a good person. You enjoy his company. Just his presence during a breather is enough to make you feel good at heart. The feeling is somewhat mutual. I like Snell. Who cares what he thinks? You seriously need to learn how to make friends, for real. That includes manipulating them into actually sticking around. Friendly company. During short rests, always roll hit die with advantage. Snell also gains an extra proficiency in his initiative rolls. So is this a wise or charismatic thing to choose? That's funny. Okay, I'll see what the next one is, but I'll probably do the friendly company feat. Normally, your absolute genius allows you to recover a spell slot during whatever breathers you take. Focus on this. The rest is useless. During your short rest, you restore 2 random spell slots instead of 1. That's kind of nice, but I want to do the friendly company. I like Snell. You'll be a great friend. A true friend. And so you shall remain. Okay. 1 feet down. One of these. Okay, I have 2 more. 2 more of these, y'all. We'll get through it. And so, here we are. At the end of a long line of divine tyrants and feudal lords. Oh, I need to play Witcher 3. I kind of started that one. I need to finish it. And then there's also some of the Zelda games. I played Ocarina of Time a long time ago, but I want to play that again. I want to play Majora's Mask. But all of that is like, I kind of want to wait until I can play it on like the OG consoles. Because I have the I forget what it's called. It's something on the Switch where you can like play some of those games, but I don't want to play it on a Switch controller. You think you can skip your workout? The AeroPress made you so what? The AeroPress is enough of a workout. I don't know if this is what you meant, but doing the press on the AeroPress, sometimes I'm like, it's a workout. Emulator, yeah, just it's like one of some Nintendo emulator of some of the older games on the Switch, but I want to hold out to be able to play it on the OG. At the end of a long line of divine tyrants and feudal lords, feels like being at the end of history itself, taking a dive off into a chasm of hope. That's liberalism, baby. What is liberalism anyhow? A bunch of stuff. Personal freedom, the right to climb the ladder. Free trade is part of it, letting people in the companies they own spread their economic roots without big government stomping on them. Then you've got democracy, which is like the most liberal thing out of them all, mainly because it allows people to actually pick and choose their leadership instead of it being determined by gods, spells, and steel, as is the historical precedent. I love it. Obviously, you've already been obsessed with it for years at this point. Not that your thoughts have any real impact on the city, unless you get back to writing, of course. The cleric was a writer? So we're turning free strider no matter what? True, the power is just too overwhelming. Writing, why would I ever perform such a degenerate act? Let's say that. Look, you've got some bruises on your fingers from last time, but really, that's just proof that you were on the right trail. Free striderism is the future, that much is clear. What you saw happened in that fancy room between Vyra and her glowing guest, that's going to be the main conflict going forward, not some scuffle with Osgol youth students or rigid theocratic bureaucrats grasping to hold on to their mansions. No, the future obstacles are out there. As freestriderism creeps across the coast, there will be a lot of powers ready to meet it, both head-on, but also in more sinister ways. No, the ambassador was awful. The Golden Horde is a scourge upon the coast. They should not be affiliated with freestriderism at all. It's probably true. We all need to make concessions to get our policies enacted. Vira's doing the best she can. Let's say this one. The Golden Horde is a scourge upon the coast. They should not be affiliated with freestriderism at all. Look, in an ideal world, yeah, that would be swell. Reeds is in a precarious position, believe it or not. It'll be all too easy for the liberal, wondrous dream to collapse in on itself. With enemies on all sides, within and without, you need to band together with your fellow freestriders and fight back. Or, if that doesn't work, grab what you can while the grabbing is good, then jump out the window in a blaze of glory. Wait, so am I doing this for me or for the liberal idea? That does sound like it could collapse at any second. And somehow, over these past 50-something years of crazy radical freestriderism, that just hasn't happened. You remember how freestriderism was born, right? Yeah, okay, let's go over it. It all goes back to the Arcanists, as everything tends to do. Most of their states were essentially built upon aristocratic structures. Feudal states turned magocratic. Magocratic? Wizards need esoteric educations, right? Who can afford such an education? A nobleman, that's who. It's all economics. All the way to the top. All the biggest Arcanist houses were all former nobles after all. Bingo. So they spent the early arcane era building up their power. House Prax, House Hagenshags, House Diminori, all led by men descending from long lines of royals. We've even got a theocracy, with the Shadow Lord, turning into another magocracy in the end. But with all that magical might, despite reaching the pinnacle of esoteric knowledge towards the 2nd century of their era, they weren't shit before the industrialists. Don't get me wrong, magic is real and neat. Cutting mountains in half, flipping them over, building cities on them? Awesome. Infinite food? Convenient. But you can only get so far with a top-down structure. Elaborate. Imagine you've got 20 people working under you. You assign them tasks to, I don't know, transport your magically created bread to 1,000 hungry mouths around the city. You alone could probably organize that. 20 people ain't that much. But what if it wasn't 20 people feeding 1,000 people? What if it was 5,000 people, making sure 100,000 people got fed their daily piece of fake bread? I'd still be able to do that. That's a lot of people. The average arcane era city had a hell of a lot more. The point is, even the smartest, most glorious super genius wizard god king will eventually be spread thin. With the crazy scale of modern society, and especially with infinite food, you can bet your ass that people start breeding like giant rabbits. The Arcanists just couldn't keep up. Divine era kingdoms never reached those levels, even with walking gods at the helms, so the Arcanists did what they had to. They embraced the Industrial Revolution. The old aristocrats still held most of the power, but they got dragged kicking and screaming into a world where anyone could become a wizard, and more importantly, those nobodies could also become stinking rich. That's how you get the Necropolis manufactories, the ocean trade network, basically the entire built-in-a-factory way of life we enjoy today. Infinite food sounds lovely. We should go back to that. Let's just go on. Right, the birth of freestriderism. So, early arcane era. This was a period when national borders didn't really exist yet. It was more of pseudo-feudal thing going on. Royalty owning land and the serfs on it. Not so much folk belonging to nation states as we see it today. But those early magocrats still wanted centralized control, so they pushed to drive everyone into their cities. In that century of industrialization, literally millions of humans moved from scattered rural towns into one of the capitals of Old Diminor. Hells, they had humans from all around the coast moving. We're talking entire civilization uprooted, just to go live in the modern world of the Arcanists. To work in factories, to have cheap glowstones and running water, to live in peace, yes, but also to have actual personal freedoms. People could move between city-states for the most part. A man could rise above his station and make something out of himself, even if the top gigs were all held by those in power. There's a reason we don't call it major feudalism or whatever. Most Arcanist states actually had a fair bit of liberalism growing. Even today, we still live and die by the city-state format the Arcanists set in stone. But then, it all went to shit. Obviously, this is an abridged version, but when the Coast War broke out at the end of the 300s, skip forward a few decades, suddenly you have to have documentation wherever you go. Citizenship became a curse or a blessing, depending on which one you had, and when. Like, most people just think about the Coast War as this huge apocalyptic event where 90% of humans died, but that didn't really happen until the real fighting in the 470s. It was 6 decades of paranoia, escalating tensions, local conflicts, proxy wars, and major industrial madness. The market didn't go to war. The invisible hand of the market would have preferred to live in peace. I'm sure the war was very profitable for those industrialists. Free trade. The Free Striders made that declaration as a response to this period of isolationism, I assume. Say the first one. That's an Osculus talking point. Sure, lots of money to be made crafting war machines, armor, weapons, but what happens when you run out of poor fools to wear them? What happens when the factories go empty? And even worse, what happens when those powerful Arcanists begin seizing the means of productions to fuel their war machines even further? There's no profit to be found when Mr. Wizard comes to take your factory. Slowly at first, and then quickly, the Arcanists stopped everyone from moving about. The cities that focused on necromancy even ran out of bodies to animate. Could you imagine? The entire system that let these fucking Arcanists sit on their thrones, and the hardworking capitalists that helped them build it, all of it, gone. Some people say it was a weakening magic that threw down those idiots. Ask the people who saw it in reeds, the ones who survived, and they'll tell you. The Arcanists lost because they assumed they alone were responsible for the greatness of Old Dimenor, when in reality, it was all capitalism, baby. And that's how Free Striderism was born. Yeah, in 481 AE, you got the Fall of Thazin as the final nail in the almost figurative coffin. The Fall of Thazin. Then, final moments of the Battle of Thazin, when the floating city descended upon the coast. One of the many great battles you read about in military history class. It is said to be the beginning of the end of the Coast War, due to the new methods of anti-esoteric war that caused great destruction for all 7 sides of the conflict. It ended after 3 weeks of continual slaughter with the Fall of Thazin. It ended on 14th of Cronus, 481 AE. Within a year, the ruins were covered in gold-yellow flags. Those heroic and oppressed industrialists had rallied the people to fight for universal suffrage. The rest is living history. They exchanged one set of corrupt leaders for another. Comparing capitalists to Arcanists is like comparing a hot stove to a fireball. One can be mishandled, sure, the other will leave you with 3rd-degree burns all over your body. It's like not even comparable. Just cook a nice meal and shut up. Point is, the invisible hand of the market is guiding us, and it'll keep guiding us towards a world that's a hell of a lot more liberal and a hell of a lot more prosperous. Just as long as you avoid falling into some Osculus propaganda hole again. Strength. Finally, someone else is talking. Strength. You. This tale you've heard so many times. A modern myth. As the old keep being stripped away. Free Striderism. An unstoppable force charging across the coast. You must arm yourself against the storm. Quickly, before you are crushed between the waves. Look, let's be real here. There are 100 different ideologies with 1,000 different interpretations and branches. Out of all of them, Reesian Free Striderism is probably the most powerful at the moment. You shouldn't throw all your eggs in the proverbial bag of holding, but it certainly won't hurt to move a bit closer underneath that yellow banner. So if you've got all of these forces pushing you in all kinds of directions, maybe try being a bit of an immovable object, one that's sitting squarely in the good graces of your new Reesian overlords. Seriously, if even the apolitical boogeyman can agree to lean Free Strider, you really can't go wrong, can you? Okay, let's see what these feats do now. Unstoppable force. Bear arms, fight against the forces of the world until the end of time itself. Alters ability score modifiers on weapons. Positive modifiers get a +1 and negative modifiers get a -1. That's interesting. So strengths get stronger, weaknesses get weaker. Invisible hand. Everything is yours. You just gotta reach out and grab. Advantage on all trifle checks. Well, that'd be nice if I actually had okay dexterity. Immovable object. A convenient cooperation with no real downsides to it. Let those free strider impulses guide your purchasing decisions. Your dexterity modifier also adds to your haggle discount in shops, stacking with charisma. Well, I also have horrible charisma, so I feel like I gotta go with the unstoppable force. Remember to think like a capitalist, which means choose whatever works best for you. Stand tall against the eastern torrent. You will need it. I wonder if I max out at 4 feats. Because there's one more take root here. Okay, last one of these. So you took the bird's papers, made him stick around with the snakes. I sure did. Oh boy, look, it's time to establish some baseline, okay? First of all, immigration is good. What? Immigration, it's a net positive for a modern society, for Norvik. Yes, it's true, but what's that got to do with freedom of movement? It's literally the most fundamental policy of the Free Strider bloc. In the real old days, the only people with resources to travel would be the aristocrats of societies. In the real early days, that'd be the top dragon servant, the top slaves. Dragon servant, an old derogatory term for humans. Then, during the last few centuries, that changed. The average person suddenly got the ability to move. On a societal scale, sure, but also in a geographic sense. Hi, Ultimalina! Happy St. Patrick's Day, happy Tuesday. It's going well. We're jumping back into the game. How are you today? Each of the Arcanist splinters dealt with it in different ways, but in general, especially once the Coast War broke out for real, all the borders got real tight. A shoot-on-sight type policy wasn't uncommon. And that's shit. Real shit. Agreed, borders are bullshit. The Arcanists were terrible, but that doesn't mean nations don't have the right to close their borders. That was overkill, but we should still have some type of border controls, right? The powerful should control the weak. Arcanists had it right, as did the kings of old. Agreed, borders are bullshit. Real bullshit. Let's go over the facts here. The number one cause of starvation, poverty, and economically related suffering is the general lack of prosperity. Historically, it's understandable why peasants and kings, or early Arcanists, didn't really get this, because they just didn't have any reference point. If things were always terrible, you wouldn't even know what good is, right? Then comes industry. Mass production, both esoteric stuff, access to free food, healing services, teleportation, and the fundamentals, textile factories, metal refining, and transportation. You should buy a lot of beer? I think so. I think that's what that means. For me, it means a green shirt and green lights in the background. All of it giving way to an unprecedented amount of prosperity for everyone. It's like cheating in the economy. Everybody gets rich all of a sudden, even the old aristocrats. So then you have the question of nation states, of borders. You can make an argument that freedom of movement goes against certain ideals of nationalism, sure. You can't completely lock your own people away from others. You can't stay out of the global trade. You lose that authoritarian touch. In return, you get a super magical economic boost, one that helps everyone. You know those Osgulls that hate freestriderism so much? This is the point where they all shut the fuck up and sit down, because Osgullism didn't make anything better, not anywhere near the degree that opening the markets did. And locking down your borders, not allowing trade, people, labor, goods, and services to flow at the behest of the benevolent and invisible hand, that's literally like arbitrarily making your people, all your people, objectively less wealthy, and probably a lot hungrier, just for some dumb ego trip. Thus, immigration is fucking great. And anyone who disagrees is a fucking idiot. Looks pretty friendly. What looks pretty friendly? You have me convinced. I will now allow strangers to come live with me in my apartment. Yes, immigration is great and helps us fill out the ranks of the increasingly growing Novrikian industries. It's amazing, but only for Bulgarian reasons. We should help people in need by sharing our wealth. Immigration in balanced amounts is great, but too much and it'll create striving cultural clashes, is a tool of bourgeois used to slow down wage increases and dilute working class solidarity. I want to see how it responds to this one. You don't own an apartment. You live with your mom. Touche. Oh, green wall and sweater. Thanks. Usually I have like a multicolored background, but I've kind of been liking play around with just the single colors. It's fun to have a color theme for the day. Come on, be serious for once. This is hardcore stuff. Immigration is good. Repeat it. Immigration is... Oh. Exactly. Immigration is great and helps us fill out the ranks of the increasingly growing Norvikian industries. This new era is one of constant expansion and increasing value. We need more people, more workers, more consumers. Factory owners win. Those poor immigrants win. Everybody wins. What about the locals? Sorry? The local working class. Oh, they win too. So anyway, yeah. Making drummer stay when he clearly wanted to get out? Shit move. Just a straight up asshole move. But you could clearly learn a lot from that bird. He's got that infectious paranoia about him. Oh shit, your stomach's upset. The bird. Yeah? The bird is a survivor. That is his legacy. More than that, he really had one hell of a way to handle himself. Ignoring the shitty escape attempt, you saw how he danced around your questions. Seriously, maybe it's a racial thing, but he read the room just as well as he recorded those voices. Honestly, both of those are damn true. Take any lesson you want from him. That bird's got game. And remember, immigration is good. Okay, what we got from these? The infectious paranoia? Be ready for anything. The world could fall apart at any second. The walls could implode, your dreams shattered. When that happens, you get ready to run. Leave the city in a crate. Ship yourself to Haishi. Whatever it takes to get away from any of those pesky consequences. Advantage on initiative rolls? My dex is bad, so I feel like that's not going to be super helpful. Well, I guess it would be helpful because my dex is bad. Survival of the fittest? You live through it all. Advantage on death saving throws? Might be helpful right before going to the city below. Reading the room. You want to say the right thing, right? Make the right choice? Yeah, might help to have a quick glance around the room first. Advantage on behold checks. What is a behold check? Are those just the charisma checks? That's probably been in some of the text and I just have been kind of ignoring it. I'll probably do infectious paranoia for better initiative rolls. You think you'll postpone the celebration to Saturday, otherwise the work week will end quite early. Yeah, if we start partying on a Tuesday for St. Patrick's Day, the rest of the week ain't looking good. This will honestly keep you alive. Real smart choice. Okay, we have done all of the taking route. 2056, so about 9 p.m. in the game. I'm gonna go return the ink. Oh. My character was just floating there for a hot second. You don't see what the problem is. Why do we... There's no need for the rest of the week to be productive. Okay. We're going up. Wait, I should go this way. Nope, I should go this way. We're returning the ink. Then we might take some short rests until midnight to check out the windmill. Then we'll take a long rest, and then we'll go into the city below. Game plan set. And hopefully we can explore the city below all in one day. I'm going to talk to Lady Sageleaf here real quickly. Tell her about the elf stuff. Oh, there's no new thing here. Do you know anything about this dead elf? She groans. There were words of a certain elf making friends with political circles here on Tolstad. I'm assuming this is the one. I would suggest speaking with those connected. The Osgals for the involvement with the tea shop, Viskin for the post-mortem, and of course the corpse itself. That you should be able to handle. Okay. Unfortunately, you're too responsible and anxious. I am too. Those are the dormitories. Yes, this is the place. What? Is it because it's too late? Do I need to do this in the morning? That's tough. Come on, stairs. Alright, this goes to the tea shop. Let's just go this way. Sounds like you have fun weekend plans. Wait, what is this? Wait, it's the statue. It got moved. Huh. Interesting. Oh, secret. Organic river droplets. What? A vial of blessed river water from Vorgeni, land of giants, popular among the Earthguard, is usually labeled as not blood. Grants a minor strength increase for a week. Heck yes. Oh, your team's celebrating the end of your season. That's so fun. How did y'all's season go? And those celebrations are always the best. So much fun. You're gonna have a blast. Climbing up the ladder. Oh, what the? Is this someone new? There are people in here. It's been so long since I've been in here. Totally tall pear. He's a silent type. He thinks before he speaks. He also thinks he's very cool because of this behavior. Hey. And that's all you've got to say to me?
Huh.
Rolla Malak. The boys greet you with the hesitant collective grunt and mumble. Cleric. He gives you a slow nod. You boys having fun here? Yeah, I mean, no. We're holding a meeting. An important meeting. In fact, you just joined us in time for a roll call. Now, I have to say, I'm not exactly 100% on board with how you solved everything down in Waterlane, but I respect your work immensely. Working for the city must be incredibly demanding. What a celebrity, Snell whispers to you with a chuckle. Just nod and wait for them to begin. He glares at Snell for a second. Alright, Norvikian Resistant members, thank you for attending today's meeting. Important meeting. Shut up, Goblin, says the lanky kid and sparks a tiny fire from his hands. Don't you threaten Snell? He laughs. You think you look cool doing that? Damn child. The magic boy clears his throat. Esoteric initiative, Earth niece. Here. The large one stands up and raises his fist into the air. Stand buskin', yes! Don't shout, the quiet kid mutters. I'm here. Roll. He gives a nervous look to you. Then he mutters, Master of Whisperers. Your companion stifles a laugh. I told you it was a bad title. It should be First Spy. No, that sounds like a magazine protagonist. And Master of Whisperers doesn't? It was the official title of Earth's Spy Master. Do I look like a master? He hisses, then goes quiet once more. Rollo awkwardly clears his throat. Also present is the visiting Lord Cleric. And his helper. Oh, I'm the help, am I? Look at the bottles in the corner. They've been drinking. I'll just let them continue. Rollo claps his hands to his chest. Meeting begins. The large boy cheers. Sweet. When do we go home? Home? No, there's not that much to talk about, right? Yeah, my dad doesn't like it when I stay out like this. Come on, you guys. The election is just around the freaking corner. And I've got a mission. Big mission. Like, actually. Mission? Do you mean a quest? No, I'll let him babble. I've received word from our contact. You know, the short guy with the weird beard. Weird beards are not indicative of strong city loyalty. What? What are your orders? Just like he told us about the chant being printed here on Tolstad, this time he let us know about another problem. An even bigger threat. Capitalism? Racism? The disillusionment of the youth? Gender inequity? The lack of religious fervor in the populace? Osculus? Freestriders? Lover's pox? I'm gonna say capitalism because I'll rub them the wrong way. Yeah, don't mess with Snell, Rollo. I think he bench pressed as well. I mean, he wouldn't be leaving his chest exposed like that if he didn't bench press, like, all the time. No, well, kind of. Gender inequity? No. Racism? No. Although hatred against humans is a big issue. The disillusionment of the youth? No. Lover's pox? What? No. The lack of religious fervor in the populace? No, but also, yeah, but no. Osculus? No, not this time. Freestriders? No, no, wait. Yes. Yes, it's the Freestriders. Go on. He told me that the Ascani Reeds Trade Company, that's a Freestrider company, they apparently have some very important documents hidden in their offices on Waterlane. Specifically, a contract for a deal called the Harbor Accords. He wants us to... Actually, he didn't specify what we should do. He never really does. But he strongly implied that we should seize it for the state. But you know, without being detected. Stealthily. He wants you to steal from a Freestrider company. He wants us to seize it. Stealthily, he repeats. Tell me more about this contract. He shrugs. It's apparently very secretive, but the contract is kept inside the office. So what are you going to do? He thinks for a second. We just need to sneak in when it's dark, locate the safe, and crack it. It's apparently hidden behind a mirror. The info wasn't very specific, but hey, how many mirrors can they have, right? The boys silently and tensely glance around the roller mill. Like I said, Dad doesn't want me out on the streets at night, so I'm a skip. Isn't stealing illegal? Yes, Sten, it is. Oops, that was opposite voices. Don't be pussies. Hate this guy. Their leader gives a frustrated groan. This is the real deal. We can make a difference. Rollo, I don't think that's a good idea. You know what the Freestriders do. Oh yeah, litigation. I agree, it's a bad idea. Damn it. Then he turns to you and opens his mouth. Then he closes it and shakes his head. He has a mission, yet is unable to complete it. Perhaps it's a quest truly meant for you instead. Well, screw it. We'll make up some excuse. But that sucks. Unless, he says and gestures towards you, unless the cleric here wants to do it. Then yeah, sure. We'll skip. I'll say this is an illegal organization conspiring against the city. The large kid perks up. The quiet kid glances between you and Rollo. The lanky kid spawns a weak spark in his hand, looking nervous. What? No, it's not. Yes, it is. No, it's not. But either way, you can't... I could fight them? No, I don't want to fight them. Yeah, but I'm watching you. Okay. I don't want to help them. I don't like this kid. I wanted to see if there's anything else on the roof. After last time I was up here. Doesn't seem like it. So we'll go back down. And where was that extra entrance? I think it was down here. Yes, it was this. Come back after midnight-ish. See, there are the red eyes. I want to know how I can get to the red eyes. Anything else that I can or want to do right now while I wait for midnight? Your eyes land on a series of papers faded or nailed into the wood facade. Getting out information to people. How do you do it? One possible way, papers nailed on random walls. You'd be surprised how effective it can be. Some of them are torn or unintelligible. A few catch your attention. This seems illegal. Advertisement requires strict approval from the government. Tear them down. Rip them up. Let's look at these. Look at the flyer with the owl on it. Binders and lithographers, everything from designing to engraving, accounts, books, manufacturing. They all did a wonderful job fixing your spellbook. Quite impressive, especially for bird folk. Grand opening. You can barely read the faded lettering on this ink-printed flyer. Grand opening of the Stubborn Sphinx. Brewery and commercial tavern. Served without riddles. Drunk with all charm. Pillar crossing second, lower... LW, lower... water lane? By the look of it, this tavern opened at least a year ago. Maybe 2. The green hammer. A sun-faded symbol covers most of this large poster. It's a hammer, printed with green ink. Osgilists, those who share the plight of the common folk. Gather, you workers. Osgal said no gods above, no king below, only folk. A rally. Okay. I really do hope that I get to walk around on the day 5, because there is also still Our Lady's apartments. Wait, was there something else here? No, maybe that was messed up. Because there's kind of a lot from the city below. Because there's like a book I was supposed to look for with Snur. And there's still the Sphinx's riddle to figure out. Okay, I guess I'll just short rest until midnight. Got a first level slot. Unlocked ability checks. 10 p.m. Maybe I'll check some things out. See who might be wandering around. And this was the merchant. Let's see what she has. An empty Afriti bottle. Once housed a fire spirit, it did. Now it's empty, but still enchanted with great power of the fiery elemental plane. Huh. I got 851 crowns. Which is great. Let's do the helmet. Let's do the Afriti bottle, and now I'm broke. Then let's hang on to my remaining 50. Okay. What'd I get? Well, that looks cool. +1 intelligence, +1 wisdom, advantage against elementals. Oh, I get another weapon spot. Can I put this there? Nope. Instead of the strength? Sure, let's equip that. What is the helmet? Strength, charisma, minus wisdom, minus intelligence. Nah. +2 dexterity, +2 charisma. I mean, maybe that could be good to balance my things out. What other weapons do I got? Strength, intelligence, intelligence, wisdom. I mean, I could just keep boosting what I already have. Dex, constitution. +3 constitution, +2 wisdom, but minus strength. Nah. Nah. Makes my dex a +1. It's kind of nice. But I could also do this. I don't really need my... I'm never going to use my charisma. Intelligence and wisdom. Strength and intelligence. Let's do this. Let's do the bow. For dex and constitution. Okay. Is there anything else I can do with the pillar? No. I need to go further down. A dream patch in the trash can. That's the temple. I could go see if Darrow is in, but he also is usually only there after midnight. Oh, and I could go into the Drunk Sphinx when it's poppin'. Let's actually maybe do that real quickly. Because I can check in on Darrow right before I go to bed. Snur's there. The Bard. Oh, wait, is Modisa here? No. But I think this is one of the dwarves. Okay, I can't talk to you. Alphonse, you approach the dwarves as they argue through heavily slurred words. Some dwarven words. He hits his cup while gesticulating wildly. The white wine spills out over the table. Foreman Alphonse, Simi tells his boys while glancing up at you. Perhaps it is time. Hello, Alphonse. He turns around. Oh. He laughs. Whoa, what are you gonna do, Mr. Cityman? Cast mass torsion on us? No. Simi's face goes completely pale, along with each of the other male dwarves around the table. Well? The female dwarf at the far end of the table calmly sips her wine cup. She's ignoring the whole event. Alphonse is very, very drunk. The dwarf can take a lot, but clearly he's drinking far too much. This is why a sober lifestyle is preferable, even among non-clerics. He puffs up his chest and gets up from his seat. Mass torsion is a war crime. Could be suitable here, though. God dang it. Of course not, Alphonse. I would never do such a thing. He raises his eyebrows and looks at you diffusely. Vantalit. Wouldn't you help us, Mr. Cityman? Weren't you a friend? Yes, Alphonse, I'm a friend. Simi gets up from his chair so fast it falls to the ground. I think it is time for us to go now, Alphonse. Bah! Why can't a foreman let loose a little? It's, not that late. He looks very, very tired all of a sudden. I'll step away and let Simi lead him away. Simi steps in and grabs his boss. Sorry, cleric. I'll get him back to the apartment. I mean, headquarters. What? Is it time already? Alphonse seems to relax once his brother steadies him by the arm. As they stumble away, you hear him mutter, Asgal would be proud of you, Simi. A good worker, that's what you are. Good handling of that, cleric. The rest of the dwarves keep drinking, not really reacting much to their foreman's outburst. I don't really know what happened there, but I guess they left. The Sphinx takes a sip from a barrel of wine. Little one, she says and looks right through you. Okay. No, I still don't have anything on the riddle. I don't want to talk to the freaking boys. Okay. We might just short rest until midnight. Getting into this windmill building is probably going to be so anticlimactic. Oh, I'm out of hit dice. Dang it. Well, looks like I've just gotta waste some time. I can do useful things. I mean, I can always just go into the city below. Nothing else in here really, I think. I can try to steal this axe again. Might as well. Maybe I should have equipped things. That could have been a decent roll. One of these days, maybe. One of these days when I only have like 1, maybe 2 days left. An old symbol of an old regime. Kind of thaumaturgy from some hit points. Here we go. Earth. That's all it said. 3 hit points. Beautiful. Goblin Garden, Water Lane View, Tolstad Field, Pillar Road, Tolstad Center, Dower House. Yeah, so I have gone everywhere. No secrets right now. Right here. Nothing back here. Alright, let's see if Darrow's in. Oh! What the? What? This person literally just popped in. An Ilum elf. It is an elf of Ilum. His eyes are dark with the knowledge of your doing. Oh, what's gonna happen? Tev, you feel a threat. Tevedes iminen. Elvish. Elf. An esoteric aura. Elven magic. Take a step back and get ready to fight. Do I? I'll say hello, elf. Hivat Tavat? He gives you a smile. He's speaking about you in Elvish despite knowing you don't. If he knows common, then it's for an audience of 1 that doesn't spell kindness. Wait, I have comprehend languages. Oh, please tell me I equipped it. Yeah. The literal meaning of any spoken language that you hear. It's not gonna let me cast that though. Ugh, silly. Oh, if I like games like this, you would recommend Divinity 2 for sure. Okay, I'm writing it down. It's going on my games list. Divinity 2. Is that like a... what, like a 80-hour game? How long would that be? I perceive it as a really long game. Wow, it's got really good reviews though. Oh, it's by Larian Studios. Okay, I think Johnny's talked about this before. Huh. How does it compare to Baldur's Gate? But we remember... Wait, we remember what? Your companion takes a quick glance around the perimeter and hisses his tactical assessment to you. I don't see anyone else. Just him? Relax. Pickle. I am Kalervo Lamalainen, Warden of Outreach. You are the cleric to whom I owe an apology. Not again, you always mess stuff up. Oh, Disco Elysium. Right, yes, the Rune Guy. We gotta get through Disco Elysium first. That's on the game's to-do list. I am Ultimalina with how much I am enjoying this game. I am like more and more eager to play Disco Elysium as well. Thank you. Everyone should grovel at my feet. No, I'm not saying that. What did I do this time? What? No. Oh. No, wait. I'm here to apologize. To you. Oh. Why? He holds his chin up high. His cheeks are covered in swirling patterns. You see the Eso markings upon his skin. Symbols of his empire in the forest. It appears some of Ilim's issues have spread into your fine city. You have been stuck dealing with these issues for quite some time. Your companion gives you a confused glance. On behalf of the Mender, I sincerely express our regret. I'll let him speak. We had a Kapinalinen Elementi, a renegade among our ranks. The dead elf in the tea shop, I presume. That is the one. A certain member of the court, who... I'm sorry, I can never quite seem to get that right. That's funny. Is it who ended up betraying us, or whom ended up betraying us? Oh, don't ask me. Who is a subject, whom is an object? It isn't hard. I suck at grammar. Turn to your companion. Do you know? I want to see if Snell knows. It's who. Now get on with it. Well, at least he got it right. That's so funny. I love that they added that in her. Her name was Pinja Athena. She surprised us all. I apologize on her behalf for causing this trouble. So you're saying this Pinja blew up the tea shop? I'll ask that. Yes, I believe so. I'll ask all of these questions. They might have some information. How? I've asked myself this very question, but sadly, I do not have that information. Are you some type of ambassador for Ilim? He gives you a smile. Ilim does not deploy ambassadors in foreign lands. It is beneath her legacy. As an outreach warden, I performed diplomacy. Functionally the same then. Haughtiness for the sake of haughtiness. How could that not annoy you? The elves are too proud for their own good. The tendrils of Ilim reach far and wide. Why talk to me here, like this? I rushed here as soon as word reached me. An Ilim elf does not typically show up dead in Norvikian tea shop, after all. I must leave soon, so do not assume to find me here in the future. You didn't only come here to apologize, did you? No. Primarily, I came all this way to give you a warning. To give your city a warning. What kind of warning? Pinja Athena was the head of an organization with one goal. Destabilizing Norvik and its populace. The scoundrels. The elf woman? If she was in such a position of power, why did she blow up? What? That doesn't make any sense. Her treachery was impressive. Jaw-dropping, even. It's a shadowy organization, so I don't know much, except that she was planning on exacting a horrendous esoteric attack on election day. What? All of it to bring ruin to this wonderful city. Could you imagine if she had succeeded? How many lives would have been lost? Terrible. Just terrible. He's claiming the explosion was not meant for the tea shop. It was meant for the secret tunnel, underneath the temple, where the election is held on Tolstad. A threat to the city. I'm assuming the explosion occurred earlier than she anticipated, to our fortune. To all our fortunes. He is lying through his sharp teeth. And she was the only casualty in the end. No, too clean. This doesn't add up. There is much I, too, do not know. I apologize for that as well. The elf swings his cloak around, facing the river. Now, I'm afraid I don't have much time. Absurd. He came all the way here to tell you he doesn't have much time? He's just done what he came to do. He's established the party line, covered his tracks. He glances out over the river. Oh, I could try to take him to the dungeons? So we feel like they're lying, covering up their tracks. Why should I believe anything you tell me? Imiset, he says and gives you a smile. A condescending smirk played as a friendly smile. You feel loathing in the pit of your stomach. We have a saying among the outreach court. It translates into something like, Dragon servants do not know, they simply feel. They have visto, or perhaps a gut feeling would be the correct way to phrase it. Calling you a simple-minded, instinctual dragon servant, typically elven backhanded compliment. Your gut must tell you I am on your side. Your gut disagrees. He's very good at this, but he's lying through his teeth. Trust your gut. There's too much wiggle room in this man's words. He thinks he can charm his way through the gaps. But I don't feel like I can succeed in taking him to the dungeon. Wait, so who blew up the tea shop? I do not know. Someone in her organization? Pinja herself? A collaborator? Perhaps one of her underlings did not want to follow Pinja Athena's horrid plans. I've also heard she was meeting with a powerful local hag on the day of the explosion. Perhaps that meeting has something to do with it. But we already know from talking to her that someone from the city showed up in the tea shop. Should I try taking him to the dungeons? I feel like that's a bad idea. I'm just gonna let him go. He bows his head. Then he whispers a few lines of Elvish to himself while maintaining eye contact with you. After he finishes his incantation, he clears his throat and throws up a hand before his face. May Earth keep watch upon thee. In an instant, the elf vanishes. Snell takes a deep breath. Once that corpse showed up, I knew we'd be dealing with some mysterious Elvish political intrigue bullshit. I know, isn't it awesome? He lets out an exasperated laugh. It really isn't. Do many other clerics think like you? No, they're mostly boring. I'm the only fun one. The goblin looks out over the moonlit river and grumbles to himself. Strange that the Empire wanted to provide you, specifically, with an apology. This warden appears to want to distance himself from the situation. Logically, that means he's more guilty than he lets on. But why would he have shown up at all if that were his goal? You didn't even know he existed. He must have been doing something else in Tolstad. But what? But what? Oh, I can't even enter Daro's house anymore. Okay, was there anything else up here? That kind of makes me feel like I should check on the dead elf or the tea shop again. Climb the branches. I want to see if there are any secrets up here. Can I get up? Druidcraft? Nope. Alright. Oh wait, can I climb higher up? No, that just brings me back down. I do remember that. Okay, let's recheck the tea shop. What might the elf have been doing? It seems this game has no less dialogue than Disco Elysium. Well, that is good, in anticipation of what to expect from that game. Very dialogue heavy. Hi, Freechi! Welcome back in! How's your day going? How do I freaking get downstairs again? Here we go. Okay, let's see if there's anything in this tea shop. Ultimalina, yeah, I never really thought that I would be able to get through a game with this much dialogue to TBH. But I'm really enjoying it. It's so dark in here now at night. Okay, I mean, nothing's going on in here. Been well, how about you? I'm doing well too. I basically started my day off with this game, and then I'll do a little work later, so it's been good. What do I do until midnight? Oh, I could read some books to waste some time. Hey, Meek, talk to your scarf. Ahoy, hoy! Check out this bike. The mimic looks at the yellow bike with a bulbous eye. What's this bike? It's a cool device you can ride through town, looking cool on. Mika's intrigued. Mika's scared. What if you fall and hit head? That's where the helm comes in, buddy. That is why Master have ding on head. Meek learned so much about Master. Meek enjoy not dungeon very much. Protect that smile. Yeah, Meek is so sweet. Oh, then it's been very good, yeah. Playing during work hours sounds like remote work life. Yes. Mimics are the coolest. And this mimic in the game turned into a little scarf. We love Meek. Meek is so cute. Yeah, I also, I have a lot of coworkers in Japan, so it also actually is like kind of advantageous for me to work more in the evening and play video games during the day and the morning. At least that's what I tell myself to justify it. Okay, I think I'm gonna go up top into the room, if I remember how to get up there. And then I should be able to read some books to kind of pass the remaining time, so that I can get into that one building. Entire teams in Japan. My company just has like, they have offices kind of all over the place, but they have a office in Tokyo. And so like, I have a few coworkers who are in Canada. And then I have some coworkers who are in Japan. Oh, he wants you to tell him if you're going to bed or not. Yes, okay, Snell, you should go to bed. You wish you could do the remote work life. Yeah, it's pretty nice, not gonna lie. Although I do kind of miss like being able to hang out with people in person. I still can't get over it. I mean, an elf in the tea shop? It's like the start of some dumb riddle. He grunts and scratches his chin. I hate riddles. I need sleep. See you tomorrow, cleric. You stand alone in the tower. Wait, a new thing? I'll check the massively complicated bill of sales. 3 hours? That's much longer than I need. Let's do it. Remote didn't work for you, Blue Owl. You need some level of interaction. Yeah, I definitely have to be pretty intentional to like make sure I'm getting some interaction. I do have roommates, so I feel like that helps. Is like I can kind of hang out with people from the day, and a lot of them work from home or kind of in and out of the house, so that really helps. How do you celebrate holidays with them on Zoom? Yeah, we also just, I mean, because it's a pretty international company, so it also then means that people like celebrate different holidays at different times, so we don't really do a ton of holiday celebrations, but yeah, when we do, it is just on Zoom. But I did like an on-site at the Tokyo office last year, pretty much like a year ago. It was like February last year, and I was so torn because it was like so nice, honestly, to get to go into an office and yeah, like see people and also like focus a little bit better. I think my ideal would be to like get to do hybrid work where I could go into an office a couple times a week, but not necessarily have to. But I think I would rather have remote work fully rather than in-office work fully. There's thousands of receipts and numbers. You're not going to get through this in a decent amount of time. It'll take you hours. You spend 3 fucking hours checking the numbers, both to understand them and to see if there's anything useful. Eventually, you come to an understanding. These are part of an old investigation into the Ascani Reeds Trading Company, when they first established themselves decades ago. They're looking into crooks. Good. And how the Earthguard were tasked in keeping them in check until... Yeah, a lot of these receipts are faked. You can tell by the terrible copy-paste job they've done on some of the dates and specifications. Probably to hide some dirty goods, or to move dirty coins into taxable capital. What's interesting is that the Earthguard clearly didn't have the resources to keep up. The Earthguard on Tolstad. Oh. Wouldn't be surprising if the defunding of the Earthguard on Tolstad was directly connected to this one investigation. Could be useful info. maybe talk your way into the pockets of the Free Striders. If the Free Striders are as corrupt as they seem, this could be exactly what you need to gain an advantage. Huh. I guess maybe I'd have to talk to Vyra again? Ooh, you're starting a new hybrid role in 2 weeks! Congrats, that's awesome. That's super exciting. Frigi, what are you in a hybrid role? Or are you full office? You were in Japan last November to visit a nuclear fuel development facility. It was pretty cool. They go all out. Raised your country's flag while you were there. Wait, that's so cool. Oh, I'm like busy reading chat. Meanwhile, this masked assassin is coming for me at night. I wonder if this masked assassin comes just like at certain time intervals. What? An ambush. Your body tenses. Do not falter. You have an office, but you choose when you want to go in. Yeah, see, I feel like that is truly the ideal, I think. It's like being close enough to an office and then being able to choose when you want to go in. Alone. They were waiting for Snell to leave. Oh, that bastard. You've got the upper hand. Adrenaline pumping. Let's go. I wonder if this is the same assassin coming for me or different people. You've got the wrong cleric. Try to dodge, challenging. Try to understand your attacker. Can't I cast Charm Person on this bastard? I don't have it prepared right now. No, this is not a valid target. The mask. It is a mental barrier. No spell will pierce the assassin's mind. I could do Bless. I could also... My HP is so low, I should actually try to... protect myself? Maybe I should do Cure Wounds. Shield of Faith. Any loss of hit points is reduced by 1. Only by 1? Ah, that's so pointless. Ultimalina. You work completely remotely, and it's great. Yeah. I'm also... I don't know. I just love the freedom to, like, go downstairs and, like, make myself food or, like, go on a little walk. What's with the panic and charisma? I don't know. You would think advantage against evil, and it's still daunting. You would think the charisma like wouldn't be yelling. Oh, I've had advantage on all of these. Okay, what am I doing? Let's cast some bless and hope for the best. Or should I heal myself? I should heal myself. 13. Whoa, that was a good roll. Okay, wisdom. Come on. Oh, beautiful. Easy. With modifiers, roll 30 or higher on a d20. I got a Steam award. You focus on their movement. The attack is decisive, yet... This person is not trained. They carry all this magical gear, but their movement... Watch the assassin step forward. You see, they are almost stumbling forward, and the hands are shaking. He's a newbie? A weakling, huh? Don't let this guy get away. You can see through the attack. I guess that makes more sense why then the assassin was eager to run away the last time we encountered each other. Y'all are getting into some talk. Develop some new tech to identify nuclear fuel without invasive methods. Whoa. You missed the intro themes for this game. Is it basically a D&D campaign? I guess. It's like definitely D&D inspired and some mechanics, but like this is as much as you get for the combat. Like the combat is still just dialogue essentially and some rolls. I feel like the most D&D parts of it are that you have your ability scores and you have your rolls and you have your modifiers on the scores. And I guess that there are spells too, but the spells don't really do a ton. So like, I feel like it's got D&D, some D&D mechanics is D&D inspired, but it's much more story based than something like Baldur's Gate, which I feel like was more, I mean, there was a lot of story on Baldur's Gate, but like this just doesn't really have a lot of the combat mechanics. Where fuel melted with concrete and steel. So the goal is to identify areas of the reactor that's radioactive without having to take samples back or ablate the surface. Dang. Wow, that's so fascinating, Frigi. What did you study in university? You hear a squeaky voice behind the mask hiss at you saying, "This is for the fucking grease." The magical dagger aimed at your chest. Huh? It lands. Only 2 hit points, heck yeah. Piercing the chainmail. Steel into flesh. Just a little blood, it'll be fine. Don't stop, this bastard sure won't. You must destroy the attacker. You miss Snell. It's time to act. Strike back. And then Blue Owl, so there was, like, when you start this game, you can basically allocate your hit points, so you can choose to be stronger at the different abilities, and that can guide kind of what you do in the game. So yeah, that was maybe another like bigger D&D aspect, is you can choose what you're stronger at, and that will kind of, yeah, guide some of the branching paths. Punch the attacker effortless. Crawl up into a ball and scream. Scare him away. Is there anything else I want to do here? Okay, I guess we're punching. Thank goodness we have advantage. Computer science, and then your PhD in comp sci and electrical engineering. Mostly in computer vision and imaging processing. That's so cool. That's awesome. I did mechanical engineering, and that always felt like the cop-out to electrical engineering. Electrical was just like on a whole other level. You swing your fist forward, making contact with the attacker. In the face. Take that, asshole. He stumbles backwards, grunting to himself. Before, you watch as the attacker falls, his slender body tumbling backwards. The grassy and rough dirt gets struck by the rapidly accelerating rolling assassin going down the hill. Your eyes follow the descent as the attacker disappears, like a spinning sack of apples, into the roller mill ruins. Follow. By the time you reach the ruins, the shadowy figure scrambles to reach the edge. You follow it, real quick, but the bastard jumps into the water. Holy shit. You lean out, glancing down into the river. You see nothing, only night and waves. The assassin is gone, along with any evidence of wrongdoing. Dang, so I still don't know who the assassin might be. How horrific, someone's really trying to kill you. Apart from the wounds you sustained, of course. You can't let him get the upper hand like this. You gotta be alert, like faster. There's something strange about this. That was no killer. It felt like a mistake. All of it. Of course it was a mistake. They were trying to kill the cleric. You will have to be stronger next time in order to capture this foolish spellcaster. This has to be connected with a tea shop, right? Do not be so hasty to make connections. You'll have to find out more. Try speaking with the assassin next time. Find out why they're trying so hard to hurt you. Try speaking? The bastard was actively trying to poke holes in you. Never let him get the upper hand on you, just for some enlightened suicidal empathy. Please. Just break his damn neck next time. Mystery solved. Fascinating. You can't claim that you're an EE person. Just crashed into... I crashed into to learn some aspects for your PhD. Oh, into learning. Yeah. It sounded like you're like comp sci based, and then I feel like that can go hand in hand with some electrical engineering. You're gonna go that route and then end up working in HVAC. It's very secure. Yeah, that makes sense. As you step up to the door, you see smoke billowing out of the little hatch. A wooden sign hangs upon the door, on a single rusty nail. It says, Open. 3 hard slams, followed by a crunchy voice from beyond. A crunchy voice. A potion seller. Yeah. A bloody moment, will you? Wait patiently. You stand there stoically, manly. All right, let's see what we've... Through the smoke, you see a pair of peering red eyes in the hatch. You hear him click his tongue. Are you a copper? Does that get me a discount? Nah, opposite. Well, no matter. If you got coin, you got potions, lad. Swirling, glowing, make your muscles get thicker and shit, bruh. I like the sound of that. Yeah, bet you do. We got all the standard stuff, slush and river blood, you know. Just say the word. Al Gavin. Gavin? Oh, yeah. Garboogle. Gavin. He speaks like a truly esoteric dialect. Or a truly esoteric dialect. Some kind of North Resian dialect, perhaps. That's great. I'd love a potion. Coolly. Go ahead, bruh. No, I spent all my money. Dang it. Wait, there's so many cool things I could have gotten. I spent all my money. A rhubarb ale? That sounds so good. You're not in nuclear completely. You've worked on so many projects for the national labs. Your favorite insect detection. What? That's so cool. Wow, so you've really like kind of done everything, or like been involved in everything. I can see now why you work on so many PowerPoints. It makes sense. Did you make a PowerPoint for insect detection? That's so fun. Wow, I can't believe I wasted all of my crowns on stuff when I could have been buying potions. Ooh, I want to see if I can go inside. Do we have to do business on the steps like this? Can't I come inside? Nah, my goff's pure blood for purebloods. Don't want you dragging muck in neither. The smoke alone would probably destroy your lungs if you did. What about utility potions? Utility? He cackles. Is that what you lot are calling it these days? Sure, do you have it? Of course. Polymorphic, body cracking, transmutationibles. Them's getting rare, Brett. Can't get my sources to spit up the tools. Sideways gone dried up on me. And then with the massive demand, especially the legendary ones are asked for all the time. You know, the permanents. That shit can't be brewed, though. I get why them's asking, though. I don't have any left. Tons of that gaff on the market still, though. Market. Find it elsewhere, Brutch, or go to Sideways City yourself. Well, too bad. Ugh, sad. Well, I found out it's a potion seller, and I have no money to buy any potions. Absolutely tragic. You were watching ads. I really wish Twitch would let you just turn off the ads, but I get it. They gotta make their money. And then that would make it harder, I guess, for the people who do want to make a living off of it. Wow, for bed bugs, startup. There's other stuff related to citrus trees in Brazil and Florida where a particular insect is turning them green. Whoa. That's so fascinating. Huh. And takes a picture of them and uses ML to see if it's a bed bug. Wow. That's so cool. I feel like in another life I would have wished I had studied CS and gotten into machine learning. I can't believe I still don't have Mage Hand. Wait, did that say something about a scroll? So yes, bug PowerPoints. You feel tired, the kind of tired sleep won't fix. And poor, poor drummer, trying to ship himself off into the unknown. Smart of you to keep him around. You'll probably get a chance to talk with him again before the election. Then, there's the question of the elf. This was supposed to be a simple job. No casualties, no pressure, just some angry goblins in a ruined tea shop. Now it appears to be anything but. Then there's the hag. Someone holding a meeting in the tea shop right before the explosion. Highly suspicious. You really worked your ass off for the revolution. Then you even managed to do exactly what Vira wanted in that talk with the ambassador. She's lucky to have you. I wonder if the hag is Frank, son of Frank. A true freestrider is what you are, working so hard for the revolution. You know well, a bright future awaits you in this new Norvik. I haven't even aligned with the freestriders at all, but I feel like this game is really like pushing you to go that way. Will you be able to complete this quest of yours? Below the below, that is where you must go. That is where you will find your answers. Answers within strings. I wonder what would have happened if I had done all the city below stuff first. But the angel's gonna come with me. It is fun that I'm already thinking about how this game, like I'm thinking about the different branching paths, and it makes me want to come back and like consider doing another playthrough to see how the game can differ. 2 days remaining. Okay. So I do think I get the day 5 then. I'm starting to get used to this tower. Home. A real man needs nothing more than a bedroll and some old planks in a hole-filled tower that keeps swaying in the wind? Yes. Okay, start my day. But did this say something about a scroll? No. Why did I think I saw that? Nothing in here. You feel like you're advertising. You just consult them developing algorithms. You vicariously learned about bugs. Bugs are so fun. What a small world. This is so cool. Ascending. You stop. An ominous feeling. Shit. Not another visit from that assassin, is it? There's no rain today. Maybe that's what you're reacting to. Look around. No, it is a familiar feeling. A connective broadening of the sense. Of your hearing in particular. Someone is sending you. And the only person who ever does is, unfortunately... Leaf? Yixcraft? Patriarch? Hello, Ring! Oh gods, please no. Your patriarch. Listen carefully. I am sending you. This is about some conflicting reports. Your skull rattles. It says here, the Tolstad Lich House has a dead elf. Are they sure it is not a tall gnome? That would be more statistically likely. And then the corpse disappears right after? Sound like trouble. It disappeared. That I forgot to check in the Lich House. The elf we ran into, it took the corpse. It took the corpse. Murphman, thanks for the subscription with Prime. I know, I think like people only get one of those, so I really appreciate it. Hopefully one day they'll get rid of those pesky bugs. How have we not gotten rid of mosquitoes yet? That's my question. And then the corpse, okay, sounds like trouble. And remember what I said? The spell is cut off. Too many words. That would be 50 words. Make your response now. Patriarch, it was not a tall gnome. It was an elf found in the tea shop, and I have not heard anything of any corpse disappearing. I need to go check on that. Patriarch, I found the elf in the tea shop. There's foul play at hand. It's bad. The elf is just one piece of a larger puzzle, I'm afraid. I believe the tea shop blew up because of an illegal necklace of fireballs. I'm kind of hesitant to give him too much information. I'm gonna say this first one. You have a few more words left. I'm not causing any trouble, I swear. The Ilum Warden visited me in the night. They must have taken the corpse. Not saying that. And I'm close to finding a witness that fled into the city below. I'll say this first one. I want to stay kind of low-key. You better. My ass is on the line here. Your patriarch's voice rings in your head. Dereliction is not some minor infraction. You should be glad I'm covering for you. It cuts out. Take a deep breath. Enjoy that it is over. Sorry. Oh, fuck. The sending spell only allows me to send over 50 words at once. Anyway, do not try to poke around too much. I've got the Law Lord on my ass. Law Lord, the magistrate handling judiciary rulings, stockades, archiving, culture, the Earth Guard, as well as anything esoteric, currently held by Swentel Elemican in the Palace District. Just focus on not pissing off the goblins, and also not pissing off Darrow. That would be really bad. Get it done, Ring. It's not my name. Again, it cuts out. It is Ran, you huckster. He spent 2 third-level spell slots on this. Sure, it's a 2-hour walk to the towers, but he couldn't even pay for a messenger? Yixcraft is not a bad man. Amongst the patriarchs, he could be considered a gentle soul. He is actually trying to help you, even if it is in this strange fashion. Yeah, 'cause people don't want the truth being uncovered. Mosquitoes are built different. That is true. They were made to be resilient. Oh, I forgot about this little demon thing. Hello again, cleric. Can I help you? He's not exactly happy to speak with you, but he is happy to gain your favor. I've never really had much interest to actually talk to this guy. Huh. What would the law say about liches in Norvik? He gives you a thoughtful leer. Liches, eh? Yeah, there's some history there. Obviously, before the Bone Purge, there used to be a handful of liches hired to manage undead production facilities. That was what, 15 years ago? After that, the undead, including liches, are not allowed on Norvikian turf. But, just between you and me, there are still undead hanging around. Trust me. He knows well of Viskin. The undead must be purged. Yeah, might be the case. Possibly. Nah, I don't really want to talk to him. Okay, anyone hanging out over here? No. Alright, we gotta go get Snell. We gotta go get Snell. I'm gonna check out the missing elven body as we go down to the city below. I'm so sad about the potions. I'm gonna take this little shortcut. Is there something here that... Did I not find this earlier? A notepad with several pages of scribbled notes. The handwriting is awful. Is it truly okay to read someone else's personal thoughts like this? What if it's a diary, or a message left for a family member not meant for the eyes of a prying clerics? No, okay, scratch that. It says, Ledger for smuggled goods on the front. A bit on the nose, mayhaps. Oh, smuggling? Awesome. Check this shit out right now. So this notepad is filled with proof of both evil action and intent? Great. It's time to break this smuggler. Lawfully. Let's just read all of it. Look at the list labeled export/import. Many terms you have never heard before. And some you have, mostly importing. Pocket bikes, a large quantity, marked as not yet arrived, and then terrible state. A number of rare potions with various draconic names. Some you understand, but many are simply draconic terms from the Divine Era alchemists. Then you spot a final mention of something called Quillwell cartridges, although it appears to not have left the warehouse. Hey, that's the one Modisa was looking for. The Osgall Girls vendor is clearly this tea shop owner. Check out the smuggling guide. On one of the early pages you find a section labeled Smuggling Guide. He wrote a guide on his own illegal activity as a reminder on how to do it? Step 1. Use your connections. The Resian merchants are always good for coin. They pay hefty for simple storage. Step 2. Storage. Move things from warehouse to secret tunnel. Use free strider help. Lift up from pillar crossing. They write off missing goods as lost at sea. Keep secret. Mix crowns with tea shop income. Fudge receipts. Avoid sage leaf's handlers. Step 4. No distribution. Return to warehouse night before ship leaves. Do not sell goods yourself. Stay clean. Of course, the free striders are involved with this. They probably set it up to begin with. Those crafty bastards. They really got their fingers in everything. You should really consider becoming a full-time free strider agent. They probably pay a hell of a lot better. Look at the latest entry. On the last few pages, there's a ton of reminder notices, written in sloppy handwriting. It goes on about missing payments, lost suppliers, and various angry comments about tea shop customers. Probably written to himself. He's clearly not someone who remembers without the help of writing. Then you got the final notice. It is marked with the date, March 21st. That's the day of the explosion. Coast Hag potions not yet arrived. Days late. Don't want diluted piss again. Elf will arrive from temple. Then I leave. Don't like tea shop being used for meetings. If they break anything, they pay. Elf. A meeting in the tea shop, and Elf. The smuggler left after letting the elf in through the secret tunnel. Take the notepad. As you start to remove it from the crate, it suddenly starts to evaporate in front of you. What? Turning to magical dust in your hands slowly. A curse. Put it back. It stops evaporating. Take it out again. It begins to slowly turn to dust once more. Put it back again. It stops. I see. This notepad has a defense mechanism, an esoteric abjuration. If you bring the notepad away from the crate, it breaks. Somebody does not want it to be used as evidence in a court battle. You'll have to leave it here for now. Noted. I've got to get snow, and I want to see if I can give the ink to Modisa. As you enter the sweaty apartment with the ink cartridges in hand, you encounter a rock in a hard place. You'll ruin a decade's worth of goodwill. The dwarf slaps the newspaper page against his massive forehead. For what? The girl snatches it from the dwarf's hand. Show me a single thing that's false. I dare you. It's not truth or falsehood that matters, it's the content, the message. It's Vayala Helvetin, the dwarf mutters to himself, noticing you approach. Mr. City Man. I've got your special ink here. Great, thanks. She takes a step towards you and quickly grabs a set of ink cartridges. Look, Alphaz, the cleric just allowed us to reach the entire city. She holds up the paper to his rocky face. They need to hear this. I got access to the warehouse. It was pretty hard. I had to... Do you know how much the palace would love to see an article like that? Do not put me in a position where I have to tell the foreman to denounce the chat. For folk. Bah! Step in. Solving this conflict will be good to finish this fetch quest. I feel like I need to step in here. Do you now? The dwarf growls. He then takes a deep breath, rubbing his eyes. I apologize. We're having an issue. I'm just trying to, he mutters. Mr. Cityman, please enlighten us. What does the law say on criminal incitement, specifically in print media? It's a maze of rules, few of them well written. Depends on who enforces it and who gets enforced. Then I suppose that gray zone would be a wonderful place to die. Look, Alphaz, look at where we are. I'm in a closet with this goddamn esoteric mess of a machine blowing hot air up my ass. The city already guts us at every turn. The protests at the towers, your PPG problem, that bullshit with the Silkers Guild. They will never work with us. Now's our only chance. We have the people's attention. It's time to drill it into their heads that they have the power here. You're missing the entire picture, girl. It's belittling to call her a girl like that. Bah! He crosses his arms. You're correct. The people have power here, and we will use that power responsibly by creating lasting, lawful change. If you keep writing about violent revolution, the average person will think you're crazy. And even worse, if you push for all this other socio-relation crap. Crap? What, is feminism also just an ignorant reworking of Oscul's ideals?
No, it's...
The dwarf takes a deep breath.
You know I'm very much in favor for pressing down hierarchies, but to put such a threatening stance on the way people have lived for centuries, it's not wise.
It's not wise to tell women and oppressed minorities that they should have rights?
They have rights. We have universal suffrage. Norvik is the most egalitarian city on the coast. We've spent decades working for that.
Made it to chug with channel points. Need to wait for a full water bottle. It's never gonna be full then. It's never gonna be full then. I'm so scared. Or I just need to start using a smaller water bottle. Universal suffrage, sure, but 9 out of 10 guild leaders and business owners are human men. She taps her fingers to list off her talking points. Women earn lower salaries across all work sectors. Citizenship is withheld from other folk types on the basis of so-called monstrous traits. Halflings are constantly extradited to the Horde, while every major faction ignores their pleas. Mind control being used, somehow, as a legal tool of the state. And despite the outcalls over and over again, none of the four folk have even begun to address any of our core demands. And don't even get me started on rights among MGIs, or the femme beard debacle, or your refusal to stand by all of our... She taps her index finger against his chest with every word. Cross, folk, attraction, couples.
We have toiled, Modisa, he mutters, his voice weak and dry. Decades of work, all to reach this point.
You should see, I got 1 mil channel points in another channel. That's end stream. Yeah, if you get enough points, just... That could wreck mayhem. Havoc. Create mayhem. Wreck havoc. You'll throw it all away if you try to play their game.
You know the party is not behind even half these ideas.
The party doesn't have vision. That's why we're not winning.
We have as many voters as the Freestriders. Potential for more.
You think the numbers matter? After all you've seen? They don't care.
We will make them care. Bah!
The dwarf takes a step back to catch his breath. All the other workers in the apartment just seem to go along as per usual. This must be a common occurrence. Figure out why Medusa really won't tone it down. She hates them. She hates how she's been pushed down by them all her life. She hates how powerless she feels all the time, every day. Every time she walks down the street and someone looks at her funny. Every time someone asks when she's going to grow up and start a family instead of playing around in some Osculus LARP outfit. You see it in her eyes. Hate and anger. Anger from endless systematic injustice. What are you looking at? She says with a scoff. It's your choice. You don't need this article, Medusa. The system is unfair, yes, but don't trust Alphonse to change it. Change it yourself. Sure, I'll say that. She stares at you. If you publish this, they'll push you out, and everyone like you. Your voices will be silenced in the years to come. Instead, speak out slowly, bit by bit, until your ideas are accepted as truth. She clicks her tongue and looks over to Alphonse with a frown. Then she glares at you. Not today, but tomorrow, and tomorrow, and tomorrow. Fine. I'll change it. I'll rewrite the article. Thank you, the dwarf says and closes his eyes. He looks extremely relieved. But I'm not happy about it.
I am sorry, but really, thank you, Modisa.
Alphonse goes over to his comrades to begin the final process on the machines. She grunts out. You had the ink, right, Mr. Cleric? I thought she already grabbed it. She quickly looks it over with a stern face. Green? Really? They didn't have any black. Well, shit. I'll mix it out with what we have. Should make it readable still. Green is at least thematically relevant. She shrugs. Then Modisa pours it into the machine. Thanks for this. We'll actually be able to reach that last portion of voters before the election now. And sorry for the mess. I shouldn't apologize really, but... The voice trails off as she stares at the components on the printer. It's an ideological battlefield. Keep fighting. She keeps working on the machine. Think about the orange ledger. Should I give it to Medusa? What was the orange ledger? You think about it, an idea seeming so obvious. Alas, it does not come to be. Why not? You are unsure, but you feel certain that this ledger should be given to those boys in the roller mill, for whatever reason. Your heart apologizes for not allowing you to simply give it to Medusa instead. It truly does. What was the orange ledger? I don't want to give anything to the boys. Oh, another take root thing. Okay, we gotta do this. And then Snell and the city blow. The heart pumps blood to all veins, a fully interconnected series of stops, each necessary for survival of the whole. All stops must accept that blood. They can never be cut or clogged, or the entire system collapses in an instant. This is the weakness of the egalitarian dream, as well as its strength. Unity and spirit, at both rise and fall. Huh. Is this a metaphor? Yes and no. Osculism was born under the conditions of twos. The first, a literacy of the masses, created in various forms across different cultures during the arcane era. The second, a deep enough divide in wealth between the masses and their masters. Feudalism holds deep and fast due to the inability for its serfs to understand the functions of their system, to see their own shackles and how to break them. The more advanced governmental structures of both federated magedoms, parliamentary republics, and constitutional empires all grow partly due to their bourgeoisifying nature and modern city-state industrial developments. In this, some states hold out better than others. Some floating cities in Old Dimenor, specifically that of the Shadow Lord, would grant access to magical food to all the lower classes. Others would offer free education for all children, no matter their birth, in order to find those gifted in the art of the esoteric. Actions like these, along with a steadily rising quality of life, prolonged the spread of working-class resentment. However, Roykfall Empire had no such luck. The kingly line had sat on the forged throne for hundreds of years. Their monarchical, autocratic ways were roughly burrowed into every cavern and fungus farm, and their population, through developments of the arcane era, trickling down through the cracks of the earth, the already massive dwarven populace exploded. Within a generation, it doubled. Approximately 30 million dwarves lived in the empire by 440 AE, the vast majority of them living in absolute poverty. Starvation was rampant in times of rot and conflict. Heavy taxation mixed with little to no protection from monsters or raids meant that life for the serfs was hard and rough. It was in these conditions a man was born and raised, his dreams filled with one thing, emancipation, the right of every dwarf to own his hammer. That man? Asgal Ashmask. So the dwarves had been pressure cooked in wealth inequality for too long, while also having access to information about better systems. And it had been spoken of for decades. What Osgal did was gain access to books by banned dwarven scholars, gnomish thinkers, and Nuren philosophers, all pointing him towards his own brand of a radical egalitarian ideology. Oscalism exploded with Osgal and his revolution, yes, but it was born as early as the Divine Era, for these dreams had lingered in the minds of all folk for as long as there had been shackles, and they have been documented about for as long as there had been paper to write on. Yet it took a walking god to push the oppressive regime back. He wasn't a god, but he was a walking god? Osgal was a man blessed by a divine force. He was no god, yet it is true, despite what many say, that he used great esoteric power and strength to lead his revolution. Understandable, the Empire probably had a ton of wizards and magical forces, just like the Arcanists during that era. The Coast War was underway, after all. Esoteric reality begets esoteric means. Many dwarves died during the initial fighting. Many more died during the first years of the AFF. How many exactly? Millions. How many millions? The exact number is hard to tell. This is a point of contention for you and many others. Osculism had a slow start. The dwarves quickly pulled out of the Coast War, leaving the VK behind. But with that, many dwarves were put back into the workforce and reunited with their families after decades of warfare. Economically, they were unable to manage such a sprawling set of states directly, but the fungus farms and vast cavern valleys were handed to the people who worked on those lands, instead of the greedy nobles who once lorded over them all. Osgal took steps in the right direction, even as all the forces in the world pushed against him. He should have left the monarchies as they were. They would modernize in time anyhow, just like the rest of the surface kingdoms did. It was worth it. The monarchies were awful, but his system killed too many people. The cost was very high, but the lessons learned were taken to heart. Today, Osgalism in all its forms, along with the lessons of the Folkhem, show us a brave new path. That of a softer Osgalism. That of democratic socialism. So what, no bloody revolution? We have had enough of those. The argument against social democracy in Osgal circles is simple, however. It does not do enough. The forces of capital easily consume and co-opt the socialist goals. They did just this in Savolny before it was taken in by the Free Striders as a free city. Norvik itself is under that same threat. As such, it remains a debate. The dwarves, who have made a great cooperation with the humans of the city, all have converted to this nicer form of slow incrementalism, a social democratic ideal. In this unity between humans and dwarves, you also see this grander version of an egalitarian future. For there is no greater example of post-folk type exclusivism, but at the same time, the younger, more hot-headed Osgalists also have a dream of their own, one of truly owning the means of production post-haste, like Osgal intended. So the question remains, you have dealt with it firsthand in the past. Should Norvik embrace radical Osgalism or continue down the path of social democracy? Okay, so we need radical change, or the Free Striders will win. We need incrementalism, else humans will reject Osgalism for good. We need to avoid Osgalism as much as possible, if nothing else, just to avoid reliving the starvation of the Folkhem. We need someone to lead us forward, one supreme leader, someone like Osgal but more majocratic. That's what the intellectual side of the cleric would want. We need to argue among ourselves for another decade or so before we're able to do anything productive, I think. You don't mind the mosquitoes. I don't get bit anymore. Guess you're too salty for them. Well, back on that topic, there should be something done about malaria at this point. Like, I feel like we should be able to eradicate malaria. We need to be apolitical and just let the forces of the world live and let live. That'll work great. I'll say the incrementalism. Think what you will, say what you can, but the Osgalists have at the very least mastered the modern pathways of communication. The copper press. Those mad Osgalists are utilizing it just as they should, to influence the minds of the populace. During better times, the Arcanists would do as such in more direct ways, of course, but the irony of that is lost upon these poor fools. If anything, you can learn something from watching their mass media propaganda in motion. Yeah, most dangerous animal on the planet. Look at you. I'm also like a mosquito magnet. You lived in Florida your whole life, then moved to Brazil, and lived in the Amazon for a while. Dang. So you've probably really experienced mosquitoes. Sharing of ideas is very different from mind control. You would think that, however, in statistical analysis, the difference is all the smaller than one would assume. The printing of ideas is the second step towards emancipation, the realization of a better world. They are enduring, cast out from below, exiled from their homeland, spread across the land, above and beneath. Like agrarians, they seed the earth, growing, a weed or a fertile wheat. You do not know. That is the Osgalian endurance. A weed, surely. As such, the land requires a proper cleansing at some point. Not a weed, a fungus, feeding a family of 16 dwarflings, all hungry from working the fields. And if they do not have enough to feed themselves, their neighbors will share what they have. That is the dream. That is the communal spirit of Osgalism. Alright, let's see what these feats are. Mass media propaganda. Change their mind. If you are not allowed to do it esoterically, then do it via the written word. Alters ability score modifiers on text. Positive modifiers get a +1 and negative modifiers get a -1. Okay, so that would be like on my prayer book that I equip. Human dwarf unity. Together we are strong. A social, communal Osgalism utopia. It can be built. While you are at full health, whenever you take damage, those dice are rolled with disadvantage. That could be helpful for going down into the city below. The Osgalian endurance. Ideas are infectious. They live on. For every 3 hours spent being exhausted, you lose 1 level of exhaustion. I guess that would just help if I wanted to stay up all night and like not take a long rest. I'll do the human dwarf unity. I just need to remember to be at full health. It shall continue ever on. In a society in which folk type is only a suggestion and not a barrier of any kind. Oh my gosh, mosquitoes would be the least of my problems if I'm in the Amazon. Poison dart frogs to snakes. Big time understanding of bugs. Grew up on a farm. Yeah. Bugs are incredible and creepy and scary and everything. I, a few years back, got like a spider bite or something on my arm. It wasn't this didn't happen because of like the bug or the poison bite, but it ended up getting infected and it was like on my elbow. Where's Snell's apartment again? And I ended up like I almost went into, I was probably really close to going into, what is it, septic shock or getting sepsis. I had to like go to the hospital and get it all drained out, but because it was like on a joint, normal antibiotics to take like weren't really able to reach it. It was pretty bad. So ever since then I don't mess with bug bites. That's why Australia will be the last place I visit. What's the pea fish? Do I want to know? I don't feel like I want to know, but I do want to know. I visited Australia a couple of years ago and I did really have to keep like in my mind being like, just don't think about it. Just don't think about all the poisonous creatures that live on this continent. All right, Snell, let's go. We returned the ink. Now we check on the missing elf body. We probably talk to Viskin and then we go to the city below. Already messed with that. Do I go down this way? Where does that go? That goes... Where does this go? It's a small fish related to the pufferfish that has attracted urine and will swim up there and inflate. Okay, I think I have heard about that. Here you were thinking I'd turn into Spider-Woman. I wish. Which has barbs that are super fun. Okay, I do feel like I've heard of this. Oh, she's gone. And ask him ingredients. You can surely take some. Sure, let's go steal from a fungus lady. Tending to the garden, be back after lunch. Can I get anything else from these guys? No. Oh, what's this? Mushroom? But I can't get this little guy to talk. Australia is cool, you'd go back. I was surprised at how much I liked Australia. Not that I like expected to not like it, but I guess like I spent a decent bit of time in Sydney and I think I like liked it more than I thought I would. Needless to say, you never swam in the Amazon. Yesterday you dreamed of skulls and demi-lich, and tonight you'll dream of pea fish. Ultimately, I'm so sorry. We're just giving you all the nightmares. Oh, and I should prepare my spell slots for going down into the city below. Oh, the body is gone. Okay, before I talk to Viskin, I'm gonna go use the restroom real quickly. I will be right back. Alrighty, Viskin. Tell me what's up. Nightmares, maybe you're enjoying it. You're right. I shouldn't assume dreaming of demi-lich skulls and pea fish are just inherently nightmares. To each their own. You never know what people like. Yes, he says with a smile before putting some of the documents away before him. Where's the dead elf? Gone, I'm afraid. What? A door hug. Embarrassing, but unfortunately there's not much to be done. What is a door hug? Someone wanted that corpse, and they had the resources to acquire it. Oh boy, they pulled an old trick. If they have access to 4th level spells, then this is no mere trifle. Shit. They pulled a door hug on you? Like I said, embarrassing. I should have set up more defenses, but if they could employ an agent with a dimension door, they could surely cause even more trouble. So perhaps this was for the best. What do you mean gone? The corpse was stolen. Why did this happen? They wanted the corpse, clearly. Elves are strange creatures. Who knows what strange activities they perform with their dead? They're removing evidence, clearly. Must be the elves. The Illim's roots reach far, cleric. You see an uncharacteristically wide smile spread across his pale face. Things are getting interesting. Fucking hell, this guy is creepy. Okay, what did this update on the questing tree? Oh, another take root. So many take roots. I'm getting so many feats with this. Alright, another long conversation. By your voice asking, Viskin seems to have a slight English accent. I could not tell you. I'm honestly really bad at accents. So I just do, British you mean? So I just like do things. And it changes and it fluctuates and I have no idea what any of it is. But you know what? We try. We try. Damn, they took her. Just like that. The tendrils of the Mentor's Court reach far. You can learn something from this. You sure can. Did you see the shit-eating confidence on that elf's luscious lips? That was the face of order. A foreign order, fully in control. It was breathtaking. I didn't believe a word he was saying. And yet he said them, to your face, with complete conviction. But why else would an Illim warden, fancy word for ambassador, stand there in the middle of the night speaking gibberish with some inane cleric? He had a damn good reason to show up. And considering they took that corpse right afterwards, they know exactly what you're doing. It was a highly calculated move to tell you those things. To blame the dead elf, to clear themselves from any wrongdoing, to sneak away in the night with the biggest piece of evidence. Before anyone with real authority could get their claws on it. So are we thinking that the elves were behind wanting to mess with the election? And sow chaos in Norvik? Or were they maybe behind the tea shop exploding because they were trying to stop the elf that died? And most importantly, before the press could get in on the scoop, you need to learn something from this. Get yourself closer to that Twinkie elf's level. Yes, this is very true. I need to learn from the Illim way. Great. Illusions of grandeur can take a man far. People tend to get swept up alongside it, like little winds trailing in the wake of the greater tempest. Alas, words are wind. They too fade as the storm turns to gale. Do not build your empire on words alone. Ilm did not. You remember the tale of the mender. It was told to every child. There have also been 3 adaptations running on Stage Street over the years. It's one of the classics. There's some historical preamble. You have more or less memorized it. Just tell me the tale. Go ahead. Go ahead. The Ilum Empire has always been an ominous presence in Ascani. She was one of the early walking gods, born as an early tidings of the divine era. She reigned in isolation a very long time. During the arcane era, she used her realm as a wall, one of the few powers which resisted and repelled any Diminori influence. Ascani remained wild for many reasons. One of them was the ever-present and self-sustaining Elven Empire, in their living forest. Their stasis changed during the Coast War, first by growing tensions on the borders. They ended up so occupied defending their lands in the east, they did not even intervene when a band of human refugees settled on the troll-infested ruins on the coast. Yeah, they usually have a player chanting those details out before the show starts. Now this is where the tale begins. Recallest thou the tale of Ilum the Mender, a great shaman of the wilds, who in divine ascension did bind Ascani's elven kind. To Norvik she came, emerged upon its streets, scarce years past the conquest's end. In shadow wrought, she spells upon each warrior of the palace, drawing them to earth in ranks of iron. Their eyes, bewitched and bright with zeal, beheld her form, a twisting mass of bark and gnarled root. There, earth did meet her on the steps, a primal force pressed against the bulwark. Seconds for war, minutes from passion. Seconds from war? Minutes from passion. Words they shared, looks exchanged. The elf god asked but one question as she broke her spell upon the great soldiers of the city. Is anything permitted in a good man's quest? Thus ends the tale of Ilum the Mender. For earth did stay her wrath for mortal men. In years since past, that elven god hath faded, yet her question lingers still within the palace air, the streets, the coast. If thou know the answer, hold thy tongue and speak it not. For that beguiling nymph may yet keep watch, her roots do linger still. Beguiling nymph? It was a different time. But yeah, this is only the abridged kids version, of course. It's the one that stuck with you. Now think about it. The dead elf, this Pinja, she played them all. Then this not dead elf, the warden. He's clearly a professional bullshitter. They're both master manipulators in their own right. Just excellent work. Learn from it. Build up a beautiful lie on that probably pretty face of yours. Then you can take over remember where they came from. A long line of empire, an imperial dream. Learn from their mistakes, build upon their methods. Then you do realize they're immortal, right? Or they're supposed to be. That's what sets them apart. Keep that in mind. These bastards are way too slow to adapt to anything. Whether it's a millennial sphinx, or an Anticipolian celestial, or just an elf, they've all got that weakness of fragile immortality. If you die, you lose. What? A couple of decades at worst? They lose infinity. Huh, that is an interesting way to think about. I don't know, would they feel like they're losing more? Losing infinity? But if you're losing a couple of decades, like that would feel more precious to you. Okay, fragile immortality and aversion to risk. That's what they've got times infinity. That's a massive weakness. So that's what you should learn from them. Think about that weakness, use it to your advantage. Keep building that advantage over and over again. Keep rolling that die. So fragile immortality removes death saving throws. Whenever you are above 1 HP and take damage that would take you to 0, you go to 1. If you take any damage at 1, you die. So basically, if you find yourself at 1, you just have to heal yourself. That could be important for going into the city below. Imperial Dream. Domination begins in the mind. You are above them all. While speaking with someone with less intelligence than you, gain an extra proficiency on all d20 rolls. Huh. My intelligence is at a pretty decent level. Beautiful lie. Look fresh. Smile wide. They'll love you until the day you die. When you are at full health and 0 exhaustion, gain advantage on all charisma d20 rolls. Okay, well, I never really pick charisma, so. Interesting. Fragile immortality or imperial dream. You know what I need? Stretch. Thank you, Ultimalina. We do need a good stretch. While I think about this. Ooh, some back cracks. I mean, so I've gotten to the point where I've had to roll some death saving throws before. I've always exceeded on them, so I don't actually know what happens if I full on die. I'm kind of curious. But it would maybe... It's hard to predict maybe when that might happen, so I am kind of intrigued by the fragile immortality. But Imperial Dream, while speaking with someone with less intelligence, you gain an extra proficiency on all d20 rolls. I mean, that's just nice. All d20 rolls? I think I might do Imperial Dream. Should I? But if I do Fragile Immortality, that would kind of give me the chance in combat to feel like I can risk losing my health points once. No, okay, I'm doing Fragile Immortality. Thank you, Ultimalina, for the stretch. That did feel really nice. An aversion to risk. That's what they've got times infinity. It's a massive weakness, so that's why you should learn from them. Think about that weakness. Use it to your advantage. Keep building that advantage over and over again. Keep rolling that die. Oh, wait. Sorry, I clicked on it again, not the making a decision. Fragile immortality. Now you're talking. You might even end up actually immortal if you keep this up. Okay. We've got Snell. We asked Viskin about the dead elf. We got another feat. Our HP is up. I need to prepare my spells, and then we're going down under. Hooray, you're welcome. Thank you, thank you. Prepare spells. Oh, what do I want? I don't think I need Speak with Dead. Let's keep up Revivify and Crusader's Mantle. Protection from evil and good. Do I want Barkskin? Kind of want Enhanceability. Knock could come in handy. Maybe Prayer of Healing over Cure Wounds? Barkskin? I'm just doing all 2nd level spells. Oh, Inflict Wounds. That would be good. I need Detect Secrets. Blast would be helpful. I'm like, what will I find down below? Like, do I want Comprehend languages and maybe Speak with Animals? I feel like I could regret not having Speak with Animals if I come across an animal, but it's kind of less likely that it'll come up. Okay. What here again? Prayer of Healing. This would just help if Snell needs any healing, but maybe I'll do Cure Wounds instead. Crusader's Mantle. Up to 10 minutes. We get a 1d12 to all ability checks. I mean, that would be helpful in some combat situations. But maybe that would mean I don't actually really need Enhanceability. But Enhanceability lasts 4 hours. It's a long time. You gain proficiency in all ability scores. I should have that. Do I care for Barkskin? That lasts up to 4 hours. I should use that. Bless, charm person. I think I do want knock, protection from evil and good. Okay, what actually does that do? Disadvantage, lasts up to 10 minutes. I can't be possessed by them or gain the charmed or frightened conditions from them. I feel like I should have that for going into the city blow. Okay, I think we're just not going to have charm and bless. Okay, a lot of second level spells here. Okay, we're going under finally. Freaking finally. I was gonna do this so long ago. Like when I first found the door, but then Snell was like, we should really take a rest. And then we've gotten so detoured. Maybe I should buy some slog dogs. If I can remember how to get there. That's the door to get to this secret area. And this is where we buy some slog dogs. I still haven't found the other rat. Can I get some slog dog? They do 7 HP, so I'm just gonna buy a few of these, you know? Okay. Slog dogs purchased. We're going. Is the Celestial gonna meet with me? You find yourself walking out into mist, a teal, ethereal veil spread thin across the basinless wonder, the undercoast path. Mushrooms, your companion mutters to himself. Let's not stay down here for longer than we have to. As you stand there, something appears through that veil. A porcelain specter. The shards of her broken wing gently flutter in the damp chasm winds as she descends from above. It is vast, the center line of this realm. Hello again, Atir. Cleric. The angel spins around in the air and places a hand on her sword. Nishaj boski witri, ponyosa naza weprae. The upper hollow ridge shall be explored. Her words invoke power beyond mortality. Let us delve, cleric. Atir has joined as a companion. She will follow you while you explore the Undercoast path and beyond. Oh, I didn't think you'd actually join. No, bow your head in respect. Yippee! She is progenitor. Do you have any info on this place? Yes, cleric. She points towards the east. Beyond the pillar lies a complex of Tulan cattle origin. It has a wicked aura. Yeah, wicked. She then points to the west. Down the path there is an esoteric pocket of the biome kind. So you're just coming with now? I am, cleric. Here on the Undercoast path, at least. That's nice. Happy to have you. She nods, slowly. Wow. Back to work. Thanks for the chill stream. Thanks for hanging out, Blue Owl. I appreciate you being here again. Enjoy the rest of your day. Wait, where's the Valkyrie one? Is it this? Yeah, okay. Or go feet. Wait, what is this? Choose feet? Oh, I can only have certain feats. I can only have 4 feats equipped. So I have to pick some to forego. Proficiency in rolls while in natural habitats. I like that one for where I am now. During short rest, always roll hit die with advantage. Snell also gains an extra proficiency in his initiative rolls. It's nice. Alters ability score modifiers on equipped weapons. Positive modifiers get a +1. Negative modifiers get a -1. Extra proficiency in rolls when speaking with feminine characters. Let's forego that one. And then what do I want? Advantage on initiative rolls. I guess this one? Fragile immortality? Since I spent so much time thinking about it. I could get rid of the short rest one. Well, I can always just equip this once I take a short rest, right? While you're at full health, whenever you take damage, those dice are rolled with disadvantage. Versus a short rest, always roll hit die with advantage. Okay, let's forego that one, and I want to do this full health one. Okay. I don't feel like I probably need this dancing light. Hey, you can walk here. Oh! On this building top? Is there anything to interact with here? What a divine view. I didn't need that. I really should stop wasting those. Oh, so many new things to explore. A labyrinth ahead. You stand before an entrance. Beyond you see dark tunnels, winding passages, a forlorn chamber connecting them all. Seems like one of those paths could lead down. This is correct. The only way to safely get down is to head through here. Okay, maybe later. Wait. Oh, that is literally my only option, huh? Okay. Into the labyrinth. The musky air invades the holes in your helm. The air is thick with pollen. Fungus. Every breath you take is mostly damp fungus. Let's not linger here, okay? This is exactly the type of place where poor clerics get gutted by Ankhegs, Grix, or what are those land sharks called again? Boulette. Yeah, one of those. Alright, which way, cleric? I thought you'd tell me, the fallen hallways, the rough cavern, go through the tunnels above, go down into the rough cavern. I thought you'd tell me. Let's do that first. Do you want me to choose? I've been running behind you all this time for the explicit, very explicit reason that I assumed you literally would not follow me if I walked in any other direction. Oh, I didn't realize. I'm sure you didn't. Now pick a direction. Let's go through the fallen hallways. You move into the collapsed hallway, stepping over rubble and rotten timber. Watch your step. The floor is uneven, treacherous. Stone debris everywhere. Ancient construction, fallen to ruin. This place has been abandoned for decades, maybe centuries. A clicking sound echoes from the walls. Ah, fuck. Move. Trap! Master, is trap? Before you can make another sound, the floor gives way beneath a pressure plate. Dodge. Wow, it's here helping with a -10. Meek supports you with a -1. Snell moves quickly, advantage. Like, watch me still mess this up. No, it was fine. The angel grabs you by the uniform and throws you back. You tuck into a roll across the broken stone. Blades whistle past you, or past in your wake, missing you by inches. Ah, shit, that was close. The goblin takes a breath as he too managed to move to the side. You pick yourself up, breathing hard. The passage ahead is clear now, the trap spent. You find yourself in a low-ceilinged chamber. Water drips from somewhere above. The sound echoes in the enclosed space. I think we're close. The goblin is correct. You can see light filtering in from a passage ahead. The exit. However, there is another path, descending into darkness. You can smell old stone, stale air, death. Burial grounds. Explore the burial grounds, risk it all for some potential loot. I kind of want to. Let's explore that larger chamber before we leave. I'm going to say that. Hey, let's explore that larger chamber before we leave. You want to go down there? Of course you do. If you think it'll help, fine. Be wary if you do, cleric. There is death there. Entombed death. Entombed death? You descend into the ancient burial chamber. The air grows colder still. Rotten. Okay, I'm gonna cast Barkskin right now. And I wish there was a way, like, is concentration a thing that is a thing in this game? Because if so, I think Barkskin and Enhanceability are both concentration, so I don't know if I can cast them both. Let's just keep Barkskin up. I'll save Enhanceability. Walk through the cracked entrance. The doorway appears to have been sealed for millennia. Yes, actual millennia. Whoa. A recent seismic shift must have broken the seal. Stillness, heavy with centuries of undisturbed rest. Your footsteps splash in shallow water. It pools on the floor, ankle deep. The chamber is vast. Columns of carved stone rise into shadow. Snail motifs, spirals. Yep, this is a tomb. Tons of bones all around. His voice is barely a whisper. Don't take too long. And there, in the center, an altar. Upon it rests a mummified corpse. Look closer. Not human. A snail. A giant snail. A mummified snail? Careful. Its shell is crystallized, preserved. The body itself is wrapped in ancient cloth, covered in strange runes. Funerary rites? Or a ritual? How else would this corpse be preserved for so many years? One of its appendages is extended, held out. In its grasp, a ring, entirely silvered. Even from here you can see it glowing faintly. Magic. Powerful magic. Very powerful. Examine the ring more closely. You step forward. The water ripples around your feet. The ring is silver, inlaid with small shells and blue stones. The craftsmanship is exquisite. Ancient artistry. Look around the chamber. Your eyes scan the space. More altars, smaller ones, other snail corpses, a whole congregation of the dead. This was sacred to them. What is that thing? A dead snail. A really, really big dead snail. It also is holding jewelry. Yeah, that too. Great observation, Atir. Thank you, Snell. Make a decision. You stare at it. So, are you gonna take it? Atir watches the waterlogged chamber carefully. I would have come down here for nothing if I don't take it, but I do kind of feel bad messing with a sacred burial area, and I don't even have spots to equip it. I'm leaving it. You pull your hand back. Some treasures are not worth a life of turmoil. Smart. Let's go. You turn and make your way back. You hurry towards the light outside. Fresh air, open sky ahead. You are emerging at the bottom of the ruins. The labyrinth delivered you safely down. Well, that was something. Nice to be alive. Good navigating. We're down. What is that? Snout looks up at the looming giant mushrooms all around. Then he tenses up as his arm brushes against one of the sprouting, colorful flowers. He looks queasy. The goblin appears to be unnerved by the flora down here, an understandable reaction. You okay, Snell? Of course, it's just... they're so big. These damn mushrooms. He shakes his head. It's fine. I'm ready. Your angel companion gestures toward the overgrown road, leading down into the mist. This is the Undercoast Path, a trail which leads to the gravity flip and further even still. That deep we should not travel. Let us proceed cautiously.
Meek has not seen so big dungeon in forever. Reminds Meek of Colony. Colony was in place like this.
Oh, so your colony was way, way beneath the city below then?
Yes, or Meek thinks so. Old Colony had many plant, many rocks. Wet too.
That does describe many, many parts of the city below, but good to know. Speaking of the city below the city, Mimic, I have a question. Your scarf bunches up.
Yes, Big Angel Lady?
Did this colony of yours always live in this one place, or did it ever move up into the city?
Oh, Meek does not know for sure, but Meek heard Colony before Meek was in big house. In not dungeon.
I see. Then I do believe your colony is the one which the city has hunted for many years. Oh yeah, I remember reading about that. The goblin nods his head to you. You got one hells of a celebrity cloak around your neck, cleric. You hear the textile around you shiver and shake, some type of laughter.
Onward, Meek shall keep watch.
What is that? Something's frozen here. Can I get in there? I don't freaking have mage hand. A blizzard rages around you. Whoa, is this like some kind of esoteric event? Obviously. Shield your eyes. Your goblin companion holds up an arm to protect his vision. Don't stay in this thing too long, cleric. Cold bites at the cracks in your armor. Little nibbles. Snell is correct. This temperature is unfortunate for mortal flesh. The angel floats gently amidst the raging snow. She appears unaffected by the cold. Snell rubs his exposed arms. God damn it, this esoteric bullshit. Yeah, Snell is not dressed for this weather. Look around. You notice amidst frozen moss and broken Fade era ruins a thing. The shape is vaguely humanoid, a small creature. A mushroom thing. Mushroom man. I'll spend time investigating it. I can heal. You kneel down in the snow, taking a closer look at the central figure. Yeah, okay, sorry. The goblin mutters as he turns to leave. I'll support you in spirit from over here. Snell is correct in this assessment, cleric, but I see this esoteric pocket has caught your attention. If you need it, I will assist. You see her armor rattling slightly in the blizzard. It's hardly visible, but she is cold. Gods, it's cold. The pain. I'm glad I put on bark skin. You will be drained eventually. Do not linger. Ignore the pain. Just look at the placement of the sphere. Let's try casting Druidcraft. You snap your fingers and the frozen ground around the mushroom thing begins to shiver. Everything appears to be focused around this poor creature. Nice. Druidcraft gave me a clue. Meek is here. Let's do it. Of course, it is as obvious as the Praxis formula. Look around, then stare at the frozen mushroom man. This is an esoteric pocket born out of a curse. The creature is cursed. A freezing curse? It could very well have been a simple cold spell that reacted with the primal strings of the area. Either way, yes, a freezing curse. How do I break it? Heat. Oh. Yes, it's quite simple. This pocket is clearly unstable and focused entirely on this mushroom creature. Simply heat it up a bit. The pocket will flail. That simple? Yes. Heating up a fellow creature to save it? A truly romantic idea. You'll hurt yourself real good if you do that. But hey, you do you. Just don't complain if you wake up with a cold tomorrow. The chill. Your body is here. It is ready. Hug him to break the curse. Just use Druidcraft. Just use Thaumaturgy. Remove curse would also work great here, wouldn't? I don't have that though. Let's try Thaumaturgy. You fill your throat with the words of God. Cold and dark, be gone from thee. Wait, I thought Thaumaturgy could warm things. Maybe I do need Druidcraft. Your voice trembles the very earth. Then you sense a warming glow amidst the cold. Bit by bit, the mushroom shivers, then twitches, then moves. An esoteric tingle. You blink and it's gone. Look at it, it's so cute. The heat you brought to it causes the esoteric cold to cease. The blizzard suddenly stops, in the blink of an eye, as if the aggressive snowstorm was but an illusion. There it is. The end of the pocket. Well done. You've done a great service here. You've turned off the blizzard. Feels a bit strange to do, even for you. Oh, damn. Great job, you hear the goblin call out as he walks up to you. Oh shit, it's a mushroom. Moving mushroom. He then moves back, way back. The angel, however, floats in closer, looking at the tiny mushroom man, now shivering on the ground. Stare at the mushroom man before you. Brrr. Wait, that's what it says its name is. You okay, little buddy? Brrr. Brrr. The mushroom man raises his head. You see a tiny mouth underneath the cap. It shakes as he says again, Brrr. Stare at him for a while before you speak. I'll say, you must be very cold. We noticed you are in trouble, he says while keeping a healthy distance. The goblin does not want to approach. The fungal folk thing stares at you. We? Are you able to speak normally? Wait, do I have comprehend languages? I can't use it. I should cast comprehend languages, right? Yes. But just see what the creature does first, in case it runs off. Turn to Atir. Do you speak mushroom? The mushroom man says, Brrr, as Atir floats ever so gently closer. He is afraid, she explains and places a hand upon your shoulder. There is a gift to be granted, cleric. It will help. Brrr. A gift? What gift? She moves back and does not say anything. Brrr. Are you able to speak normally? Brrr. Oh, you are? Brrr. Just look at him for a while. The mushroom man looks around the still frozen grass until he finds a snow-covered bulb. He lifts it up, shaking it clean. As he does, it lights up. Brrr. He gives you the tiny item. An Ayun stone. It is heavy in your hand despite its small size. Oh my. An Ayun stone. How? Ah, it was in the grass. Oh shit. This is a very powerful magic item. Brr. Yes, the Ayun stone was responsible for this prolonged esoteric pocket, though something else must have initialized it. Was this? Brrr. The little mushroom man then waddles past you, walking away from the still frosty area. All right, bye. He seems to walk around the corner, into the nearby ruins. Your angel companion sends you a quick message. He said, see you around. Okay, cool. Yeah, see you around. That's awesome. Where's my stone? +3 to wisdom? Dang. I don't care for advantage against elementals if I get that. And let's eat a mushroom and an apple so that we're at full health. Wait, I should check. Journal? Yeah. Here's a map. Where did I come in from? So I was up here. I came down and now I'm here. So it looks like there's maybe a river or something I won't be able to cross if I go just directly west. So I will kind of need to make my way down. Making my way downtown. And then come across. And then go up. There are going to be so many things to look at. An ancient shrine, good enough. Oh, I bet I can set my spells here. Yeah. Okay, but let's first check out this way. And a little druid craft. Hi, cute little guys. All 3 mushrooms? Heck yes. No secrets right now. Something here. An old shield. A really old shield. Wait. Atir, I'm sorry. Please, can you move? Bronze shield, +1 dexterity, +1 wisdom. That is nice. Oh, I love the little spirits. Oh, there's mushroom. Secret.
Yes. Yes, yes.
A chest is buried here. Periapt of health. Avoids death once per rest. An old paper. No, I can't examine it. An empty piece of paper. Really old paper. In the corner it says in some archaic tongue, Nota a mí mesmo. Non olvides de buxar. I'm not gonna bother reading that.
Okay, there's a little guy.
More mushrooms. Okay, the mushrooms are nice to have. Oh, and apples. Heck yes. 8? Perfect. I love that the mushroom's name is Brrr. True neutral. A ranger. Brrr. The vibrations he gives off is his language. With magic, you could communicate better. This is a scout of the deeper crevices of the earth, a creature set to keep an eye on the horrors of the icy rage. Perhaps a future ambassador of his people. Treat him with respect. I will. Wait, I love that little noise. It's almost like a purring. The mushroom man greets you with a slight tilt of his large cap. It then rattles out a quiet noise from its mouth, while Snell keeps his distance. The mushroom man clearly gestures for you to come closer. He appears to have something for you. Now I can cast Comprehend Languages. The twitching and rattling coming out of his mouth gradually morphs into something else, more tangible. A word. The mushroom man will share with you something profound, something to unite your two cultures into one whole unified peoples. A message of peace. Sup? Great, the spell worked.
I saw. Spell. You are good at stringular manipulation.
The words are slightly garbled through the magic. You must get better at this. I am Cocoloronomonoroso. I'm sorry, can you repeat that? Try to fix the spell. You are unsure if this is the spell or simply a fungal thing. He shakes his head. You may call me Brrr. That is what meatwalkers like yourself say. Although it would be little different from me calling you Chusu, for that is what your speech sounds like to me. But it is convenient. We do not parley with you often, so a name based on the sound will do. I think I got the spell working now. Perhaps. Sorry, I ramble. I want to thank you for saving me from the curse of Gorgalash. I owe you my life. He bows his cap. Do you have crowns? I'm not going to ask him for money, no problem. I will gladly assist you in any way. Tell me about Gorgalash. Gorgalash, the Oscar King. A horrid word, a curse word. He is a bane upon the shadowy depths, the murky fungal valley. That is my home. A beast with no care for balance or primal love. So he's a bad guy. He's the worst. For decades he has roamed the great tunnel and its splits, taking what he wants. As all trolls do. A troll? Yes, across the river. That's bad. He nods his cap several times. The troll spreads his frozen curse wherever he goes. Fortune favors us, for he is without a tribe. But once he was driven from the surface. Oh, he was driven from the surface. By one of your people, yes. Do not worry, we do not hold you responsible for the actions of a monster. If your avatar had not slain his tribe, then the tribe would have eventually spread down here either way. But to even face Gorgalash alone is not a quest I take on lightly. A quest? Get very intrigued. I am here to make sure the troll does not descend into the fungal valley, but in my attempts to scout, I made a mistake and was ambushed. I do not remember much, but the troll most certainly caught me with a bolt of ice. How it triggered such an esoteric effect, I do not know. It was an esoteric curse triggered by the ice bolt, I assume. Yes, it seems so. It could be as much that the Ioun stone was involved, I am unsure. They are known to cause all manner of trouble when involved in esoteric situations. We must vanquish this troll. The mushroom man looks around nervously.
That would be beyond my dreams, friend. If you do that, your name will be written on the walls of the valley itself.
Make sure to spell it correctly. Sweet, right? Dick-ass rogue. That's my nickname. Gosh dang it. I get more XP if I just keep with the cleric. Just make it out as the cleric.
Will do. The folk of the valley will remember such bravery. I'm kind of close to leveling up.
Do you know Nessun?
Yes, I know her well. We worked together at a time, down on the Undercoast. She is a lovely woman and a great druid. I owe her a lot.
You live down here?
No, or perhaps yes for now. My quest has brought me far, but I will eventually return to the Fungal Valley. But I do not wish to permanently live here in the Upper Hollow Ridge. It is a landscape filled with far too many horrors for my taste.
Okay. I'll keep it at that. So there's a troll I need to look out for. Uh-oh, a little spear's got his head stuck in the ground, but it doesn't seem like I can help him. I did that. What was the thing I saw over here? This. A tiny mushroom. More Zvump extract. Ooh, what is that? Shard of Jor. Crowns. Good. Incense. Uh-oh, how do I get out of here? Okay, here we go. Anything over here? Looking for secrets. I've got Druidcraft up for the time being. I need to speak with animals. But I can't even interact with this right now, so... Uh-oh. Uh-oh, it's the troll. Well, I guess I'll interact with it? Big leader Gorgalash. It's covered in mushrooms. That's awesome. Dang, I didn't get to see, I mean, it's probably evil, right? A great and mighty frost troll. Horrifying, even while asleep. You've got a few ways of approaching this. Killing a troll is not easy. You need all the advantage you can get. 1, attack him right away, giving you a head start. 2, put up some kind of trap. 3, try to communicate first. Weak. 4, walk away. Also weak. Getting close enough to strike the sleeping monster would be difficult. However, it would allow you to strike with a decisive blow. Can I just, like, get around it? No, I can't. I mean, I have to get through here. I guess we'll engage. Oh, there's a person trapped. What the heck? It's back facing the Pillar of Jor, a creature right out of every kid's nightmares. A troll. A frost troll to be precise. Horrid creature. Sleeping like a damn babe. Your bloodline pulses within your veins, shying away from its headsman. Your goblin companion stares slack-jawed at the beast. The angel keeps a hand on the hilt of her sword. There is a cage next to the pillar. Something inside is moving, but you'll need to get closer to investigate. You can definitely sneak up on him, maybe get a nice strike in before he wakes up. You're gonna screw this up, like always. I have advantage against evil. I got info from Brrr. It's not too bad of a dex check. I could switch into... Maybe I should switch some things in to just make this go better. +2 dexterity. Okay, let's do that. What? Okay, I guess it doesn't go there. Shield is +1. I think I have some things that do better dex. This is a +2 dex. Let's get that in. Dex, 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 dex. Definitely this. I'll keep Meek up. That's a +1 dex. So I guess I'll throw that in. -2 strength though. Maybe I don't want that. I'd kind of like to keep my dex up. Dex and constitution? That also helps with dex. Okay, let's put that in. And I think I might just keep my prayer book on, so I'm not getting any minuses there. Okay, let's try this. I guess I could also switch in Bless, but oh well. The sleepy freak. That is too mean. You have not spoken to the troll yet. Perhaps it is a nice troll, of the unevil kind. No such thing. All trolls are evil objectively. I guess I could detect on it since I didn't roll well. One step after another, you carefully wander up to the hulking beast. Hey, here's an idea. Just a sneaky little thought. You know that movable rod you've carried around for some time now, and not really used for anything? Put it on its foot, like underneath. Dastardly. And esoterically correct. It will function as a wonderful trap. Okay. Sure. You attach the movable rod to the troll's foot without him noticing. It's basically a little nail to him, isn't it? But even a tiny nail can be as painful as hell's. Okay, I'll check out the cage. Psst. It's Frank, son of Frank! Yeah, he's in yellow! You see a human in the cage, silently standing behind the bars while gesticulating wildly. I thought there'd kind of be more to explore. The yellow-clad man is attempting to convey the word help. Ah, yep, this is him. Your so-called Frank, son of Frank. Yell, sorry, what are you saying? Speak up. I'll say whisper, hey there. The man in yellow carefully tells you in a very silent tone. The troll is scared of Earth. Use that, good fellow. Oh yeah, I could do that. You see the man in the cage give you a very bright smile. Almost too bright. You like him already. Now let's ambush this thing. I'll look at Atir. The angel nods to you. I'm ready when you are. Look to Snell. Your goblin companion nervously gives you a thumbs up. He's ready to go. Wait, how do I attack a sleeping troll? Like, practically. Good question. Getting closer to him would likely wake him up before you can get a hit in. The best choice here would simply be to attempt to break a toe. Yes, you're guaranteed a success on that, while casting spells always carries an element of risk. I could break one of his toes, or I could just cast Inflict Wounds here. Let's break a toe. Now close enough to smell the troll's rank odor, you reach forward and clutch the troll's pinky toe. Twist it. Ooh, you grab it and give it a mighty twist. You hear a resonating snap. Why did it have to make that sound effect? Like the first log in a house to crack before the collapse. The troll's eyes burst open as he bellows in rage. The angel brings her sword down into the troll's thigh as he scrambles to get up. Snell whips a stone into the side of the troll's thick skull. A handful of bone fragments spray into the pillar, leaving behind shredded skin and blood. Dang, this thing is so cool. A cleric. Oh, I have waited so long. As he stomps his left foot down, the movable rod makes direct contact with the rocky ground. The rod instantly becomes stiff, no longer attached to the bottom of the troll's foot. Instead, it anchors to the ground, staying perfectly still and pierces straight through its flesh. Ah! The troll roars as the movable rod implants itself deeply within his clawed foot, rivulets of blood spilling across the ground. Troll blood, a highly esoteric substance. You can see it mutate upon the ground. Don't look at the blood, look at the damn troll. If you had a reasonable shot of bottling it, I'd get it. You could sell it, but you don't, so troll. Oh. Yeah, he really wants to kill you. Shit. Destruction. Initiative! That was a pretty bad initiative. Snell rolled better though. Your goblin companion is already acting. He loads a stone into his sling and shoots it, already breathing heavily. He's afraid. It crunches into the troll's kneecap, blowing the skin off and causing him to waver. You stand tall in front of the troll. Molehill, defying the mountain. Act now. Astonishingly foolish, you cannot defeat a troll with brute force alone. Sorcery was invented for moments like these. Your flesh is shaking, fear in your every limbs. Convince him you're just here to talk. So many pluses to the DC. You twisted his toe, his head is injured, his thigh is injured, the troll got kneecapped. Try to calm him down. Again, such a high DC. Steal your nerves. DC 0 for the strength. You got info from Brrr. He's scared of earth. All of the other things. But I can do a spell first, so I'm going to do an inflict wounds. Pretty good. You thrust a hand filled with necrotic energy into the troll's shin. Typically, the shin is not the best target, but when you're pushing death itself into his body, it works just fine. The troll lets out a piteous groan, which, as a troll, still rumbles with bass and menace. He is badly damaged. You have awoken Lord Gorgalish. Quake, wretch. For your doom is come. He pulls back a giant leg, then kicks it forward with another roar. Nails, piercing. Ooh, I'm glad I put up barkskin. Like a wave of spears. You try your best to shake off the impact, but damn. You will finish the job Earth began. Charge. The angel holds her blade above her head and puts her offhand in front of her. Troll. Her voice is carried in a loud telepathic wave, attracting his attention. A dazzling burst of light pops from her fingers as the troll turns his head. He winces and covers his eyes with both hands. This fight is heating up. Focus. Focus. The angel sends a message to Snell, motioning at her many eyes. Attack its eyes. Snell tosses his hair out of his eyes and looks up to Gorgalash's faces. With sweat flying off his brow and his lightning-fast sling, the goblin fires a shot at the troll's face. It hits his left eye with a loud smack. There we go, direct hit. The troll roars in pain and anger. Non-violence is going to be difficult now. Yes! Focus, consider your best options. You cannot crush his skull, it is too far. Therefore, crush his toes. You're right in the death zone. Get around him. You can figure this out. You just need a moment to connect with him a bit better. Stomp on his toes. A DC -9. Figure out a non-violent way to end this. Do I want a non-violent way to end this? Kill the troll just in like classic D&D fashion, or try to talk to the troll, also maybe in classic D&D fashion. Let's try this. I'm curious what will happen. You look into his eyes and see hate and fear. As you see into this troll's rage-filled behavior, you come to a basic yet vital realization. Earth. That is where his anger is directed. But its origin? Fear. You can use this fear of Earth to your advantage. If you successfully impersonate Earth himself, then perhaps this can be resolved quickly. The troll leans forward, hate in his eyes. He swipes at you with jagged claws at a manic pace, belying his size. But I kind of... No, I mean, I do kind of want to kill the troll for the mushroom's sake. It tears your flesh into bloody strips. Stripes? Ha! Blood is drawn. I will mangle your corpse, filthy cleric. The angel brandishes her sword, leaps, and swipes at the troll's neck, but the troll has recovered from Etir's blinding attack. Oh, shit, he's gonna... Inhumanly fast, the troll twists, grabbing her out of the air, and slams her full length into the ground. Etir! Etir is left on her back, crushed against the ancient stone. She is moving, but very hurt. You cannot hold back any longer. You must win this. Possible paths are closing off in this fight. Soon it'll be all or nothing. The goblin sits at a safe distance and launches another stone at the troll. It smacks him in the face this time, just the side of his other eye. You insolent pest! It is time. Commit to something. Grab him. Yes, you need to commit, but to an actual plan. Figure it out now. You know the solution already. Bullies are cowards, and trolls are no exception. His fear of your god is his one defining feature, the thing that's chased him in the darkness down here for decades. Let's try to be Earth then. At this point, you might actually succeed. No, I want to hurt him. So I'm grappling his leg. Trolls are strong, but so are you. Grabbing his leg is a quest. You plant your feet near the troll's broken trunk of a leg and grab it. He moves and thrashes as you do, but you've got a solid hold. You have control of one of his limbs. This is almost over. The troll reaches towards you with one hand. Oh shit. No, it's not. It's a feint. Master, look up! You notice, too late, the beast moving forward. His foot is coming at you, fast as a missile. Oh no. It comes down on you like a hammer on an anvil. Your body attempts its hardest feat yet, not being flattened. Try to not be flattened. The rough underside crushes your entire being in an instant. You cannot do anything. It is an impossible weight, and you get crushed against the ancient stone. I failed. Again. Yes. Another sacrifice for the pavement, or the gravel road, 30 feet down the lane. Blood pooling into the gutters, people forming a crowd all around. A spectacle of human achievement, a fight against the most fearsome beast of Ascani, ended in an instant. You saw when it happened, when the troll awoke from mud and stone, when its claws clashed against the thatched roof on the neighboring hovel. Father was not the first to grab a pike. He was not the last. He was one of many brave men. I remember the sound. Which one? Oh, what? The sound of the troll's cursed shriek. The sound of Dad's bones being crushed. The sound of Mom's screams as she found him. All of it. I remember all of it. You were there for it all. The sight etched onto the inside of your eyelids. The sight of humanity being snuffed out by those wretched creatures, each deserving of complete annihilation. On the gravel road, 30 feet down the lane. Mother did not speak with you about it. Not once. I never asked. You never asked. That is what a man does. He grabs a pike and goes to face the roaring troll. He gets his bones embedded into the pavement, over and over and over again, until the heavens open up to the earth and the hells spill their guts on your doorstep, until the last man takes his last breath on the last day of existence. Until you die, you will pick up the pike. Jolt awake. Mangled, bruised, you watch as Etir, the strange woman, pushes herself to her limit to lift the troll's foot off your crushed body. Your armored guardian angel pushes the entire leg away. Keep fighting. Oh, I am so glad I put up bark skin. Dying, a familiar scent wafts near you. Musk, death, life, life, death, spores. Look to the side. Not far away, you see the mushroom man. He is waving his staff, spores surrounding him in a thick cloud. You feel as your drumbeat of blood, slow and frail, becomes the sturdy rhythm of a march again. Green suffuses you. Your bones are mending. A healing spell cast through the primal. Brrr. You've got support. Gods bless this little man. Yes, this might actually give you a chance. Now get up. You live? Bones cracked and soul returned. Yes, you live. The troll lets out a cackling laughter. I crush you, yet you stand? Cockroach. You're lucky, Snell. You're lucky the angel's strong as shit, Snell yells, loading another bullet. Now keep fighting. We can take him. The angel uses her sword to hoist herself up from her spot in the dirt. She moves forward in a disciplined advance, swinging her sword precisely along invisible lines drilled into her over millennia. Her swipes come to cut at the troll's leg. The kingly beast roars in response, swatting wildly at both you and Atir. This is when it ends. Despite being visibly panicked and tired, the goblin whips another stone at the troll's head. It cracks him right above his eyes. Your companion is on fire. Let him know. Yell it out. Boom. You just got snelled, fucking troll. Focus on the troll, cleric. This is it. This is everything. He absolutely cannot manage you if you get near the cliff's edge. That's the right move here, 100%. This is a time for divinity. Call on earth. Remember the chance. Wow. Okay. So I am curious here if like different options do different things or like result in different outcomes, or if they'll all go to the same end. Because I can push him towards the cliff. That's a DC minus 12. Dodge and move towards the cliff, or channel earth. You've seemingly come back from the dead. I mean, I guess I'll just keep doing the easy one. Everything comes into focus as you shift your body forward. You use it effortlessly, executing a perfect, powerful shove on the troll's leg. Despite his size, the sudden, strong shove makes him windmill his arms to regain balance. He lunges forward. No. No! Now's your chance. Don't let him get away. This is the end. Focus and a steady mind. It is time to take this evil down. Take him. Break him. Become the troll slayer you were always meant to be. Rush up behind the troll. I am the king of Ascani. I am. Now is your moment. Your god is watching. Every god is watching. Strike down the beast. Finish what Earth started. Defeat Gorgolosh. Tackle him. You hear his roar fade into the rushing water below. With that, it's over. You think he's dead? Big leader Gorgolosh has fallen down to the gravity flip. That means the troll has a 1 in 20 chance of survival. 1 in 20, D20. Let's hope. Gorgolosh is heavily damaged and should be stuck in the gravity flip beneath this ridge. It is most likely dead. A shaky breath leaves your chest. I can't believe it. That wasn't just a regular troll either, was it? No, it was not. Atir cleans her bloodied blade with a singe of radiant light. On the ground, just off the edge of the chasm, you see the only proof left behind of the beast. A tooth. Tusk. It is called a tusk. A troll king. A vestige of an earlier, more brutal era. Well done, both of you. I'm just happy I'm alive. Snell puts away his sling. You take any hits, Snell? No, nothing. You and Atir tanked all those hits by your lonesomes. Speaking of which, how you holding up? You took some pretty nasty blows. I'm not sure, my head's spinning. I'd be surprised if it wasn't. The goblin turns to Atir, who is floating near the edge. And, what about you? I am fine. You see traces on her armor from where the troll grabbed her before slamming her into the ground. You sure, Atir? I can heal you if you need it. She holds up a palm. No, do not waste your spell slots. I will recuperate. She swings her sword, clearing it of troll blood. An embarrassing mistake on my part to let him grab me. It has been many years since I fought against such a foe. You did great, Atir. Don't worry about it. I am not worrying, she says, sheathing her blade, but thank you. She floats closer to you. I am happy you did not die. Me too. About you. Her many eyes then move to Snell. Wonderful sling attacks, Snell. Thanks. If neither of you require any more rest, I suggest we investigate the man in the cage. Oh, I love a tear. They're awesome. Okay, what's this tooth I got? Or tusk? Wait, it's not... There it is. +1 strength. Quickly regenerates HP over time. Heck yes. Let's do that. I don't really need that right now, though. Let's put that back in. And I think we're doing the pickaxe. And... my other helmet. The one with the horns. There it is. Okay, I think that's good. The troll's most expensive piece of loot. Healing potion. A bottle of milk. No, a bottle of milk. Wait, that's funny. A throwback from the start. Anything else here? Alright. Frank, son of Frank. Do I need a hammer for this? As you approach the cage, you can hear a faint voice inside. Ahem. Won't you help me out here, good fellow? On the ground, you see a key. Hey, the troll dropped it. It's for the cage, of course. Yes, it must have fallen off the troll during the fight. You can probably ask for some type of reward in a scenario like this. You think I should open it, Snell? Yeah, I think you should. The dragon's slain. Time to save the damsel. You hear a laugh from inside the cage. A damsel, eh? I'll take it. Now, please. Do you have an opinion, Atir? No. You got yourself a whole council out there, eh? Gotta get everyone's approval, I see. That's okay. I'm not exactly dying in here, but I would appreciate if you got the cage open. Meek, you have any thoughts on this? I like the cage. I don't say I agree personally, but I respect your opinion. And is that a mimic around your neck? I thought I'd seen everything. Right. Who are you? Currently, I'm but a man in need of a great savior. What do you know about the tea shop? Look, I'll be very happy to answer any questions you've got, but please. You hear him banging on the bars. I'll be much more talkative with my freedoms in order. I'm suspicious of this. I am gonna equip Charm Person. Because I'm suspicious about this. Oh, shoot. No, I don't need the prepare spells. Oh, I forget this wipes everything. Charm Person. Cure wounds. Maybe a little detect alignment? Bark skin. Oh, is this going to get rid of the bark skin I have up? No, it does show it still on there. Hopefully it stays. Protection from good and evil. Knock. Vivify. One more. Enhance ability. Speak with animals in case of that lobster. No, let's keep inflict wounds. Just in case. Guess maybe I could do bless or enhance ability to help with any checks. Okay. What do I get in return? Eternal gratitude and a lifelong friend? I was thinking more in monetary terms. That can certainly be arranged as well. I might currently just be a prisoner of war or something like a kidnapping victim, but I have my coffers to summon. Okay, I'll open the cage. As it opens, you watch a well-dressed and surprisingly not so scuffed man step out. Uh-huh. Yes, this is the feeling. Freedom. Moonwatch. Meriadoc Moonwatch. a famous family of revolutionaries in Reeds. They were one of the few powerful houses that managed to brand themselves as non-magocrats, and were thus both spared and in some sense revered. The sweetest nectar of any band. Yeah, this guy, he's got style written all over him. Yes, this is a merchant prince, specifically the Moonwatch heir. You've heard of him. Stare at him silently. The fancy freestrider flashes you a series of pearly white teeth. Allow me to properly introduce myself. He bows deeply. Hola, Hejsan, salve, amis. Chesk, hello, and greetings. He bows forward in a deep performative motion. My name is Meriadoc Moonwatch, great merchant prince of Reeds. Pleasure to make your acquaintance, and quite honestly, a much bigger pleasure to be rescued by you. He looks to the goblin and immediately holds out a hand, presenting his palm. You must be a local tribal member. Great to meet you. Snell looks at the hand for a beat too long. Technically, yes, he shakes the human's hand. I'm Snell. Ah, of course, Meriadoc says, returning a limp shake. Showing one's palm is quite the ironic visual for such a wealth-focused ideology. And you must be the city angel I've heard so much about. He bows his head before your celestial companion. Zen Dobry. Yes, to you too, although I'll admit I've only picked up a few words of celestial during my travels in Divinitorum. I've heard about you, a Reedsian author, right? That's it. He lifts his head even higher to proclaim a single question. And who might you be? I'm the cleric. The cleric? That's right. I'll be damned, the one and only, eh? Love it. He claps his hands together. You, my good fellow, have just saved a top-ranking member of the Freestrider Revolution. So, now, let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. What can a son of Freethazan help you with? Anything you need. Freethazan, a term for the liberated post-war Freestrider-led rebuilt Thazan, arguably the greatest free city in Reeds. Convince him to pay you a lot of crowns. Yeah. Dang it, I rolled so bad. Oh no. What? You literally missed the opportunity to ask him. What? When? When you saved him before. That would have been so smooth. Now it's too late. Maybe. Okay, I'm not gonna try it. He looks at you with a smile, unaware of your foul impulses. But I have some shards, so we could try again. No, wait, oh, I got it. I thought I was one off. Ah, yes. You know how. How to get him to give me money? Yeah. Just be quick and decisive, and maybe weigh it on the fact that you just saved his life. Sorry, did you say something? He's just muttering to himself. Happens sometimes. Mr. Meriadoc, trade prince. Hold out a hand. Yes. I just saved your life. Keep holding out your hand. Ah, I understand. He tosses you a heavy pouch. 500 crowns! Enjoy, sir. There are many hundred crowns in this pouch. Those were my travel reserves. I always keep an extra pouch of the local coinage. I have to say, crowns are quite marvelously designed. It's probably my 7th favorite type of coin, behind pennings, snibs, sigs. What are sigs? The currency of Thazan. During the Arcane era, it's still in use in some places, but these magical crystalline discs are only supported by a handful of cities and reeds. I do think embers and brim marks and souls are all somewhat equal in usage. What about elvish coinage? What about Jean Paula? He visibly and audibly shudders. At the bottom, darn ice cubes. He smiles broadly and effectively. He does not care about these coins. Oh, I'm so close to leveling up. 60 more XP. Okay. Is this the guy who dropped the yellow hat? Most likely, yes. Hand over the fancy yellow hat. Oh, won't you look at that? I assume it's yours. It is indeed. I must have lost it at some point. I did get in quite a hurry. He reaches into one of the collected packs and pulls out a book. This is the least I could give you in return. A signed limited edition copy of Beyond Reeds. He hands it to you with gusto. Thanks. I try to infuse my writing with Freestrider ideals and it's proven quite popular across the coast. Hopefully it's a sign of the times. If Gia's good fortune to come. He smiles and puts on his fancy yellow hat. It sadly does not suit him. You will continue imagining him without the hat. Gods, I love this hat. It's been on a lot of adventures, you know. Anyway, questions I can help you with? Why are you here? Great question. I'm on a covert expedition, you see. Expedition? Yes. I'm on a journey to document the experience of the esoteric wonders beneath your city of Norvik, meaning the maze of the water temple, the depth of the fungal valley, and of course the great undercoast path itself. How long have you been here? Just a few days, I'm afraid. I'm currently writing my next book, called A Freestrider's Guide to Askan. But writing a travel book about a place you never even visited sounds a bit silly, doesn't it? He laughs. It's quite the thing, this job of mine. I'll be quiet. I used my trusty collection of spells to make my way down. Some invisibility, some detect magic, some charm person. Following the directions I bought from an old retired cleric, a recommended source, I found the hidden path down from the Tolstad tunnels. Easy trip. Surprised me, really. Who did you cast charm person on? A bugbear named Moongor. Lovely lady, but she more or less forced my hand. Tell me about this old retired cleric. Of course, a fellow named Boris. He lives with a monkey. A what? A gorilla, to be precise. Ape, I suppose. His roommate. I'm not entirely sure why I mention it, but it just seems like the most natural point of interest about Boris's character. I was recommended to him as a source of information about delving in Norvikian navigation. He's apparently served as a cleric here for over 40 years. Hells of a career. I'll have to meet with him someday. For sure, he lives near the, what do you call it? The big facility built into the ancient ruins. To the south of here? The Palace District. That's the one. I'm sure he'd love to talk to you as well. He looks away for a moment. Boris. Yes, lovely fellow. You've heard his name at some point. Boris Kierson. Never met the fellow, but among the ranks, he's not exactly high esteemed. And then the troll? He groans and rubs his eyes. I really should have been more careful, but once I'd reached this far down, I figured there wouldn't be any trouble if I just rested a bit under one of those mushrooms. Mostly to regain my spell slots. And, well, there's not much to say. I was thrown into a cage, interrogated a bit by that brutish troll. I spent my remaining spell slots on him, but nothing seemed to work. Huh. Did you manage to talk with the troll? Sure. If by talk you mean him screaming at me and threatening to eat me for a fair bit of time. Lovely experience. It'll go straight in the book. The last vestige of Ascani's brutish past. Yes, that'll work. So no useful information? Well, the brute did mention how much he hated Earth. Sounded like he was one of the few who survived your dear god's cleansing during the city's founding. He also spoke about rebuilding the tribe, but I'm not sure what that even means. So good riddance, I say. Such a beast has no place in civilized society, compared to the half-giants of Vorgeni. I do not see much potential in trolls. He glances towards your goblin companion. Goblins, for example, are more or less stellar examples of this democratization of tribal cultures, if you pardon the expression. Snell looks tired. Happy to be a stellar example for you and your ideology. Either way, the troll's gone now. Hopefully. The way he fell down into the deeper reaches of the gravity flip should suggest a gruesome death. But don't want to take anything like that for granted. What makes these parts so wondrous and horrific both is the esoterically unstable nature of these strings. You never know what you'll get. What do you know about the tea shop explosion? His smile drops. I suppose I should tell you a little story. Yeah, we've been looking for you, Mr. Frank Frankson. He nods to the goblin. I hope we can keep this under wraps, of course, but as you might have imagined already, I'm down here without any permit. I don't care, just tell us what you know. He braces himself. I arrived in the morning, and planned on taking a stroll through Tolstad before heading down. My presence was a bit of bad timing, really. A week before the election, and a son of Frithazan arrives on the scene? That could cause a bit of havoc. And since our dear Ascani Reed's trade company was doing so very well in this election, I did not want to steal any limelight. But then, of course, fate intervenes, and just when I find myself before the Ascani pillar, a darn fireball goes off next to me. Just my luck. So once the ringing had stopped and some goblins started swarming the place trying to put out the flames, I decided quite quickly that this could end poorly for both my timetable and the poor people who had to deal with this mess. So you snuck away. Indeed. I rushed down the stairs. Since I already had my direction, I figured I'd postpone the upstairs sightseeing. Head straight down into the below, as you people say. You people? Stumble upon anything on the way? The free strider gives you a solemn frown. I saw something. You see, I have a pair of glasses. They allow me to detect magic, among other things. What did you see? I saw a man on fire. What? Specifically, I saw the outline of a man. Invisible. An invisible man. Perhaps I should describe it more like a... He scratches his chin, then perks up. Ah, yes. An invisible smoking man. My glasses allowed me to see him, or at least the faint outline of his esoteric illusion. Where did you see this? I had just entered the... what is it called? The area right below with all the apartments and the big ravine? Pillar Crossing. You saw this invisible man at the Pillar Crossing? Yes, that's it. I saw him heading across the bridge, or rather towards the pillar. At what time did you see this? It couldn't have been more than minutes after the explosion. How many seconds does it take to walk from the pillar upstairs to the pillar downstairs? 60 seconds, tops. Then perhaps that. I was rushing to get away from the drama after all. Could you see any more details about this man? It was clear that it was a man. He was on fire, though he was probably wearing some type of armor. The silhouette made that fairly obvious. A human, I would guess. Too tall for a dwarf, too short for a, I don't know, half-giant? But really, a humanoid slightly taller than either of us. I'm sure you're experienced with detect magic, but my glasses are not as powerful as that spell usually allows. So sadly, all I could see was that silhouette. What did the man do? That's the question worth 1,000,000 tens, eh? What did he do? Meriadoc takes a deep breath. He went inside the pillar. Inside the pillar, he says. The Pillar of Jor? Elaborate. I agree. That seems reasonable to do. It's strange, but let's be clear. I first thought I saw a strange esoteric event, or a ghost, because the silhouette I saw, it went straight into the Pillar of Jor, right in, as if it walked into the stone, and the stone turned into, how do I describe it? A magical mass? Warping around the invisible man, his flames being put out, and his being merging into it. A portal. A gate. A miracle. He walked into a portal. That would be my guess, yes. Wherever he went, once he was inside the pillar, his presence disappeared immediately, along with that esoteric force emanating from the stone. I've never seen anything like it, but I have read about it. The Pillars of Jor across the coast. The Arcanists performed many an experiment on them. There have been reports found in hidden documents during the rebuilding of Thazin, you see. Documents from high-ranking Arcanists. This is all kept very secret among the Free Strider ranks, of course. Please, tell me. I can tell you one thing about it, perhaps. Find a logical argument as to why he should tell you everything. Please? Wow, that worked. He glances at your angel companion with her hand on the handle of her sword. Yes, this man clearly accepts logic. A rational human. A wizard, even. Mr. Meriadoc Moonwatch, any information you can give me will help in this case. Now, push the most rational thing he obviously desires. Oh, have a good night, Ultimelina. I'm also going to be wrapping up soon, like just in a few minutes, so that works out timing-wise. I hope you have a good sleep and that you have a good day tomorrow. And I guess the Thursday stream is in the evening, so that is usually a little too late for you, but hopefully I see you again soon. As any of these foolish Free Striders desires. If you know something about the pillar, then telling me will not only help my case, it will also, most importantly, keep the first ever election of Norvik safe. He claps his hands together. You said the magic word, didn't you? Yes, I do worry that this whole event will curse the Free Strider cause. If you can keep things clean up... The Free Strider gives a reluctant nod. Fine. As I said, this is top secret, so you did not hear it from me. He crosses his arms and looks out into the mist. The Free Strider ideal is meritocracy without magic. However, obviously, we inherited the massive esoterical caches left behind by the Arcanists because of the beheadings. A terrible and idiotic waste of talent. While magic itself grew weaker over the years due to Arcanist greed, many of their findings are still quite useful to this day, especially their scientific data. What's secret about this then? They appear to have been in contact with Jor. That is fascinating. Night, Ultimalina! Think about what the reasonable reaction to this would be. Shock and horror. The wizard should be dead and gone. Awe and terror. Intrigue and wonder. Just let him explain it. It's not exactly a conversation or anything. They received esoteric messages, not unlike the ones recorded during the Gate era by, well, civilizations like the snail folk who built all of these ruins around us. It was an omen, you might call it. What did he tell them? The Free Strider taps his hand into the pillar. Some strange codes, taught them some new spells. The last message we found written down by one of the Arcanists of Hagenshags, it was an order to stop. Stop what? To stop opening the gates. He raises his chin. You see, then he places a hand upon the pillar beside him. They found cracks in the gates of Jor, leading to the outside, the places we all came from. They got in, they got out, wait. Who's they? They got out? Teams of Arcanists back when they still wielded 9th, 10th, and even 11th level spells. They could enter into the pillars, just for short stints. Many did not return, but those who did described a void of souls, alien worlds beyond, far realm aberrations, and paths within strings, whatever that means. Their work was cut short due to the Coast War, but they got in, my good fellow. And the invisible flaming man? He nods. I believe that invisible man, who most likely fled directly from the explosion, he too entered one of those cracks in the ancient gate. As unlikely and wondrous as that seems. If there is a rogue spellcaster capable of hiding inside the gate, then someone will have to apprehend him. Huh? How would you even deal with that? Like, do we follow him through the crack? Yes, Snell. We must follow him through the crack. Glare at the pillar. Meriadoc chuckles. A nervous chuckle. Good luck with that, I say. But unless you happen to know some ancient being or, gods forbid, still alive Arcanist, then I'm afraid you're out of luck. We found no realistic way to replicate their attempts to enter the pillar. It's not like higher tier spells are exactly common, eh? Wow, so many of these. What about an insane demi-lich? What about a lich? Could a sphinx count as an ancient being? I'll just move on. I don't want to clue him in. Yes, I'll find a way in. He bows his head. I'm happy to be of service. Looking very worried for your safety. Your goblin companion, who stands quiet next to you as you discuss these methods of interplanar travel, raises a hand. Just to be clear, we're talking about teleportation, like magical transportation. Uh-huh, what do you think? What do I think? Snell side-eyes the grinning Free Strider before leaning in with a scowl. Look, I'm speaking on behalf of Lady Sageleaf when I say this. He takes you aside, a few steps away from Meriadoc. The halfways want this to be handled, no matter the obstacle. Why does Sageleaf really want this so badly? The goblin thinks about it, letting his eyes land upon the pillar. Then he tells you, if we don't get something tangible, like for example this rogue spellcaster, then the halfways will be in a real shitty situation. Oh, tell me more? Economically speaking, the city is fucking us all the time. Sorry to break it, but your bosses don't really make it easy for us. My bosses? Yeah, they suck. Agree to agree. If the city manages to get their way on this whole fireplace failure narrative, along with all of these damn zoning disputes, legally we're looking to get completely screwed. Lots of tenants that we have to house, without any permits for the apartments they occupy. Hundreds of buildings across Tolstad, commerce, living space, even some governmental locals. Whoa. If we don't get something tangible, or at the very least some type of leverage on your dear Magistrate Darrow, then he lets out an exasperated sigh. I have to do anything I can to stop that from happening. The old lady put her trust in me to handle it. Hold out your hand. Let's have an adventure. He instinctively grabs it, giving you a solid handshake. Muscles. Let's have a gods be damned fucking adventure. Turn back to Meriadoc. We have decided to go into the Pillar of Jor. Oh, how lovely. I hope you survive. If you do, I'll be sure to write a piece about it. Do you know an elf here on Tolstad? No, not really, no. I have a few elven friends in Reeds, but I'm quite new here in Norvik. How come? An elf died in the explosion in the tea shop. Oh, I had no idea. That's certainly a scandal in the making. An elf, you say? Ilum, I assume. Uh-huh. A tragedy, yes. Very much so. Awful, really. He shakes his head. I will leave this investigation to you, but I assure you, I have had no contact with any elf in this city of yours. Truth. Okay, that's all I've got for now. Very well. I think I'll pick myself up here for a bit. I think that darn bastard troll tossed some of my belongings down in the riverbed. Hopefully I'll be able to recover some of it. But either way, thank you again, good fellow. You've performed an amazing service for me and the entire revolution. If you believe some of my fans, he presents his palm to you. I owe you a great deal. If we ever cross paths again, I'll be sure to repay you. Yeah, don't shake it. So I won't see you here again? Oh, I believe I've seen enough of this here Upper Hollow Ridge for half a lifetime. Though I might continue this delve at some other time, today I'll make my way upstairs. I've got some business in the palace to take care of. And then, election time. The Free Strider shows you his palms in an open gesture. Well then, if you need anything else, I'll still be here for a little while. But good luck out there, and if I have time, let us speak again on election day. I'll be sure to hang around Tolstad when it's time. Alright, goodbye. Okay. Whew. Okay, so he told us about the figure, and basically that we have to... The troll must have raided some undercoast merchant. And basically that we have to go into the pillar. Sirs, your stomach churns. What? Why? Because of stuff going on? Okay, I don't want to go too much farther because I do need to log off. So there's this little bit of the pillar that we'll want to interact with, and then I don't know how much further things go over on this west side, but I'll also check that out. It might not go much further. There might just be something going on. I forgot what Atir said about it. And then we might be going into the pillar. I'm not really sure what to expect of what's coming next. But I also want to talk to Brrr, our mushroom friend, again, now that the troll is gone. So I'll talk to Brrr. I'll check the pillar. And then I'll go west. But I don't really feel like there's anything up top I feel inclined to do. So we've gotten through a lot, and then we might be going into the Pillar of Jor, which is super exciting. But I am going to save there, and we are going to wrap up today's stream. Okay, I saved successfully. Although there probably was an autosave too. Ah, but I should maybe talk to the Gyno Sphinx again. Maybe I should talk to her. Talk to... Although it might kind of make me do that at some point. I don't know if I'm going to get too much with engaging with this pillar down here. So I should be streaming again on Thursday, kind of around 2 p.m. Pacific time is when I should be on. Yeah, and we'll keep up with this game probably. I do want to keep playing Clair Obscur and finishing that up because I think there'll be a little more to go. But I also want to finish this. So I should be playing Esoteric Ebb on Thursday unless I just have a change of heart in the moment. But if so, I will update on my Discord. Yeah, otherwise, thanks for watching. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks, Nighthawk. I really appreciate it. And I hope everyone enjoys the rest of their St. Patrick's Day, if it's still that day for them. Enjoys the rest of their day, and I'll hopefully see you all on Thursday. So, bye everyone!